Okay, here we go. So the first thing you might have noticed is Risk of Rain 2 is not 2D. But aside from switching it to a 3D game, it's still fundamentally the same experience. And they did a really good job of like translating that, I find. So we have like largely the same classes. We've got the Commando there that I was started with before, the Huntress, who I still love to use, fun little robot, Engineers and turrets. This is a new one, basically a space wizard or sorceress or whatever. Mercenary, who was in the first one, is one of the couple melee classes who just has a big sword. Rex is new. It's half robot, half plant. Kind of does a lot of trading your own HP for attacks and healing yourself by doing damage. Loader is I have power armor, I have a grappling hook.
And a big old dash punch.
Yep. And then Rex is I am a horrible alien monster who spits on things and needs a balance patch because it's just not good. So I don't want to start doing a Commando run because those take forever.
Start on Monsoon at least.
Yeah, let's start on Monsoon. Let's turn on whatever you feel like turning on, honestly.
Sorry?
You can turn on whatever you feel like turning on.
Well, let's just do it vanilla.
Okay. Oh, just a Monsoon run for the heck of it? Sure.
Are you going in with Commando?
I'll go Engineer.
Okay.
Yeah, we might actually accomplish something this way.
Engineer is very cool because all of your items are equipped on your turrets as well. You're getting crits, your turrets are getting crits. You've got a shield, your turret's got a shield, etc.
Yep. So yeah, like the first game, you start off in these little drop pods. You've got the same little rainfall meter in the corner there. It's horizontal in this one, so it kind of breaks the metaphor. Items are pretty much the same. There's a couple places where you can have a shop like this with a choice of 3 things, which I might actually camp out for a little bit and get something. But yeah, the visual style I really like. It's this sort of like pastel colors, mostly flat shading look is pretty unique, and I think it really works. Especially when there's some fancier lighting later on.
It had actually made me forget how basic the graphics were in the first game.
Yeah.
Just a teleporter.
Yeah, because like the level of detail is about the same. Let me just get this crit glasses here. Oops. Or okay, fine. I'll just get this gasoline. Slight misclick.
Oh, we got
whatever.
the shop too, so we can show that off.
Yep. But yeah, there's still territory scattered around. You can see one down there on that... Oh, a couple down there. And both of us at this point have a very, like, speed-running approach to this, where we just kind of go for the teleporter right away, kill the boss with whatever we have handy, and then just, like, loop back around to buy what we can. Which is extra important in this one, I find, if you're going for the challenges that involve, like, really getting the level count up there, because... the gauge there shoots up by 1/3 of a bar every time you clear a level.
The teleporters function very differently from the other game in that there's a radius that you need to stay in. Oh, here's our friend the Wandering Vagrant.
Yeah, so this works similar to how it does in the first game.
I'll try not to kill it before it does its big attack.
I mean, you can please kill it before it does a big attack. I can just explain that one.
Oh, okay. Actually, I don't really have the items to burst it down anyway.
But yeah, one of the big changes is because it's in 3D, most things have projectile attacks now. This is the Lemurian, that simple little basic monster from the first game. They will now spit at you from a bit away, and... okay. That big thunder crash was this thing the Wandering Vagrant does when low on HP, of just kind of setting up a big nuke. If you don't get behind some kind of cover, it will kill you.
Squid turrets.
Oh, nice. Bosses always drop a tier 2 item teleported here for everyone. if you find certain shrines, they will make the boss fight harder by either adding more of the boss or giving it special properties or finding some other way to mess with you. But then you increase the guaranteed loot drops there. This is true in the first game too, where there are these. I'm dead already. Wow.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Should I just exit?
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, well, no, go shopping first. There's lots of people see how Loader plays because it's following you now. This is what I get for just talking too much. But yeah, as I was saying, so there are elite types of monsters that show up from time to time. It's very Diablo 2 that way, where there's some where they just leave a trail of fire, or they leave a big frost nova when they die, or they electrocute you for being nearby them, and so on and so forth. One thing the second game adds is like super elites, where they just have like 20 times the HP. Oh, shopping, cool.
This portal has only a random chance of appearing.
Mm-hmm.
It takes us to this semi-secret area.
Yep. Yeah, there's scattered around every level. There's a few of these little shrines that you can spend lunar coins. I think I grabbed one of them earlier. It was a big like blue coin with a hole in it, which persist playthrough the playthrough, and are mainly used for you find things that look like this, which open up the portal into this shop area, where you have a few things. You have one character in here for 10 coins. You have these lunar items, which are all double-edged swords, which Hazel loves and I always avoid.
Like this one over here, the Gesture of the Drowned makes it so that your equipment recharges twice as fast, but it activates whenever it's off cooldown, whether you like it or not. Which is very bad when you have, for example, the equipment that blows half the map up.
Yep, and for instance, this one right here, the giant meteor orb, which lets you...
Oh yeah, speak of it.
Use the whole use item thing to like start calling down massive exploding boulders on everything, which have friendly fire enabled. And then I think this is the one where you get more money, but you also lose it when you take damage, and I forgot what this does. I never use it.
This is the one that sucks.
Yep.
You drop it in a place, and it does like a sphere of debuff to friend and foe, like that lowers armor and slows them. Which you can like drop on top of a boss, but like honestly, you'd be better off with just like a real equip.
Yep. Then over here, you can trade a few items of a lower tier for one of the next tier up. I have nothing, and these are garbage anyway, but it's a nice option to have sometimes. There's a really good one in there. This lets you choose which version of the next level you want, because there's like 2 levels for each, basically. And we both have unlocked this character over here. And while we're in here, just to point it out, if you look really carefully at this reflective surface in the back, I don't know if it'll come across on the stream at all, but there's a little tablet back there with a bunch of symbols on it. If you can manage to get a readable view of that, those are how the artifacts are now unlocked. You find these scattered around. You just, like, on pen and paper, write down the symbols. I think that one is square, 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 triangle, triangle, triangle. There's a place that you then activate with those, which brings you to a little challenge area, and if you successfully complete that, then you get one of the artifacts. The other thing in the shop area here, though, which we might as well show off because we're showing things off right now.
If you punch the shopkeeper, they'll get mad and lock you out of the shop.
Yep. Also, I should note that like the clock is stopped in the shops and in a couple other like any real like secret area in the game, the clock stops, which was not true in previous patches and is a welcome change. But yeah, diving off from where you start, there's all these little concentric rings. Ow. Somewhere down here is the map log for this area, and also somewhere down here is this little tunnel here. Which, can I make it? Yes. And this connects to yet another secret area. Along some ominous giant dead crab things, which we might see later on if things go well. And yeah, this is one of those games where like there's really like text-wise no story so far, but like world building wise, you can kind of piece a lot of things together. And then the item log also has little snippets of lore. For instance, these little things are called Void Reavers and have this horrific little effect where when they die, they just kind of like drop a big spherical bit of horror where they fell that just like kills everything completely. It's like a one-hit kill,
I guess
guaranteed.
it could be implied they're teleporting to safety or something, and things get wiped out with them because you can find secrets where there's like a sphere carved out of other things by where one clearly died.
But anyway, in this particular case, these are marking this little portal to another secret area, which, yeah, let's do it, because at this point, the clock is stopped in here, and you can get a bunch of loot for free. So, why not? This is the Void Fields. We got these little things. You activate them, it creates a bubble. You fight off waves of monsters for a while.
There is a constant damage over time effect outside the bubble on this map.
Yeah. It's very Metroid Prime 2, honestly. For anyone who's played that. And
Engineer trivializes this.
it
So
really, really does, yes.
considering it's a defend the point map.
Yep. Although I haven't, like, really powered up yet, so... They should help catch me up, actually, after that embarrassing death in the first level. But yeah, the other gimmick here is... there are 9... Well, no, there's 10 waves of this, and each one alternates between adding a new monster to the mix and giving the monsters an item, randomly. Which is usually a very trivial challenge, especially getting here early on, like we just did. So yeah, this is fresh meat. It gives us some healing after every kill, which is pretty nice.
Looks like it's up that way.
Where? I'll just follow you. Oh yeah, there it is. There's a little spike of light pointing these out. And if you watch my HP, I am like very rapidly taking damage. So I'd like to rest up before we start the next one, please. Especially because I am going to take a bit getting there. Is it up the hill?
Yep.
Okay.
Engineer has a relatively rough start, but then scales very well. Oh, you've got your meat. We've both just strapped our meat to our chests like armor.
Oh yeah, that's the thing I love about this game especially. The first game, if you look at the like official art for it, or the victory screen, shows the commando with a bunch of items attached, just all willy-nilly, like the goat hoof that makes you faster in place of a leg, and barbed wire wrapped around him, and just like missiles everywhere, and like little syringes stabbed in everywhere. The second game actually does that to every class. As you pick items up, they just appear on your model somewhere.
Even the turrets.
Yeah, so actually if I put these down right now, I don't want to start this yet though. You will
I think
see.
it's going to be quite a while before you heal.
Yeah, I need to get some real healing.
I mean, I could just punch some dudes when we start, and they'll drop monster teeth.
Oh, okay, that could work. Maybe. But yeah, you can see right there, strapped to the front of my turret, is that little hunk of meat, and tank of gas on the side there, and what else do I have? The squid turret thing, which... Where is the visual indicator for that?
I guess it makes sense turrets wouldn't have that since they can't interact. But yeah, I wonder if they just haven't added the squid polyp yet.
Either that or just little dots on everything, which I don't think are there normally. So, okay, that's probably enough to get to the next one. We can start this. Here's going to get some healing, too, this fight. So now, it is still the same monsters as before, but they have 5 of an item that does them no benefit at all, so that's handy.
Unless, like, their laser counts as their secondary skill. The backup magazine gives you extra charges and possibly faster recharge. No, just extra charges of your secondary skill. And I don't know if the monsters have primary, secondary, whatever distinction on their abilities.
Yeah, some of the items are really beneficial on the monster when they show up in here. Like the one that makes all your shots explode is kind of rough on some things that can pop up.
There's an item that gives the player an extra life, like you resurrect when you die. And when it's a whole swarm of monsters that all resurrect when they die, that gets a little scary.
Yeah.
I guess they just didn't feel like showing up.
There we go. That does more damage to bosses. That won't be immediately handy, but it will eventually be handy. Now, ow, 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 ow. I really need some healing. And why did I take the high road? Because I can't get down there easily.
Oh, right, you take fall damage.
I sure do.
I forgot other classes aren't loader.
Yep. So unfortunately, I have to take another rest here, but we have plenty more to talk about with this game at least.
It needs dance emote.
Yep. So yeah, this area right here in the current state of the game, I kind of don't like because I mean it's worse right now because I have to actually heal it manually. Normally, I wouldn't come in here without something that would heal me up instantly.
It's actually pretty unusual to get this like right after wave 1.
Yeah. But the thing about this area is, with the clock stopped and getting a guaranteed item drop after every wave of this, it's really not much of a challenge as this game goes to finish these waves. It is so tempting to come in here, but even with the clock stopped, it's like such a time sink to go through 10 of these waves. Let me get up to at least over 200 before we start this. And hopefully it'll drop something healing. That's going to be another, like, 10 seconds. But yeah, this one also, the items are all up the top of the screen there, where you can see them starting to stack up. And again, when you have a good running going, you'll get, like, 3 or 4 rows of those and, like, massive counts on all of them. We can probably go now.
Oh no, jellyfishes.
So those you might recall from the first game, they're pretty much the same thing here. They'll just like charge forward and crash into you. The Stone Titans, I don't think I really found any when I was playing the first game earlier, but they're in there. And that they just walk up and clap at you. Here's one of those lunar coins that you spend in the shop. My turrets are doing way too much work on this.
There's really no point in me running outside the sphere and punching things, but I get impatient, and I must punch something.
So, in addition to the clap they've always had, these in the second game have this little laser shot with a big obvious indicator when it's coming that does a good bit of damage and also has a hilarious amount of knockback to it. Especially if you're like in midair when it happens to hit you, you'll like just go flying. Which can be rough because in the first game, as I was saying, like nothing hit you on the ground essentially. Do you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Is it up a hill or not?
Yes, up a hill.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's gonna be. Is it past this little valley?
Yes. I hope you can make it. The ramp is on the opposite side, it looks like.
Okay.
I would offer to help heal, but I have nothing to heal you with.
Yep. This might be a little rough.
Oh no.
I should be able to make it. It's basically a fall. Okay, I see the area.
Oh, it's gonna be tricky.
Yep. Well, on the upside, if I die, you don't have to wait for me anymore. Oof. Where is this ramp? Where is the
ramp? Where is the ramp? Oh no, you are gonna die there.
Yeah, it was on the opposite side from where I thought it was. So yeah, I'm gonna be killed by the area damage here. That's annoying.
I'm sorry.
Enjoy your double prizes. So, well, it's really weird because normally with the engineer, like, it is very easy to find this item that makes you heal when standing still, which also applies to your turrets, which, since those are always standing still, kind of turns them into just these wonderful little stationary heal points. Which makes this in particular really trivial and helps a ton in boss fights.
This is definitely happening because Violet is talking. It's worth mentioning. She's definitely an expert at this game.
Thank you. Yeah, another thing that changed in the second one is, while there are these, like, really difficult challenges to unlock them, there are now variations for every character skill. So for the engineer that I'm playing, there's the stationary turrets that I'm using, but you can also unlock the ability to make mobile turrets, which have much less range, but will, like, walk around with you. Which is an interesting trade-off, because, like, again, when they're planted, they do more damage, and let you do wonderful tricks like, you know, anything that involves being stationary is right there, always on. But the mobile ones are nice because you may have noticed the engineer's basic attack sucks. You just, like, fire this cluster of bouncing little spherical bombs that are very inaccurate and hard to get used to.
Yeah, you kind of need to charge up the whole salvo just to get, like, a couple attacks worth of damage on another class.
Yep.
It's good if you have a ton of on-hit effects, but again, it's like the engineer needing a ton of equipment to... Items, not equipment. Excuse me, equipment is specific lingo in this.
Yes. And the engineer also has the problem of not having any sort of mobility skill, which every other class has.
Does every other? Oh yeah, I guess Artificer at least has the jetpack. Commando ostensibly has one.
But yeah, most classes get something to move very quickly. This is loaders, which is just fantastic.
Yeah, I very much enjoy being Bionic Commando with loader.
So with that one linear skill, there's this wonderful trade-off of, okay, do I take the thing that lets me, like, trivialize every boss fight by just planting these turrets in this fixed arena, or do I take the one that gives me backup that will follow me along to help me get to where I set up for the boss fight in one piece? What they have instead of a dash is this big old force field that, like, blocks all ranged attacks from both sides. Well, I think your own attack go through it, but, like, you can put it down, basically, like, put a dome over a monster, or hope that nothing comes in and shoots you, which can be, you know, a lifesaver. But then you can unlock the ability to trade that off for homing missiles, which just give you much more offense. And again, so you can actually aim at distant airborne targets pretty consistently. And then
I play Spencer in Marvel 3 too.
What was the third skill swap they have? It's their basic attack, I guess, right?
Who has? Oh,
engineer.
never did Void Reaver. I didn't even know these were here.
The engineer's third skill choice.
Oh yeah, the, like, missiles versus shield.
Yeah, and then there's that. There's the turrets, and then there is
Spider mines.
Oh, right. You have the standard mines, or the ones that you get less of, but they are a bit more active. And
you can attach them to friend and foe alike.
Yeah, if you look at my clips on Twitch sometime, one very good run we had going, I realized that the spider mines will stick to other things because we had a bunch of drones following us around, and one just happened to dip in front of my arc as I was throwing a mine down. Mine stuck to it, and it just kind of got taken off into the sky, and it was just like, huh. Probably not gonna detonate there.
Oh, the cells don't charge when you stand outside them. I didn't realize they worked like teleporters.
Yep. So you'll notice at this point, like, Hazel has quite a lot more items than I do because she's not being as distracted by talking and dying embarrassing deaths. Some of these are very handy. That turtle-looking one is the Topaz Brooch, which basically, as you're killing stuff, gives you this little armor buffer on top of your HP, which can stack up to, I think, basically double your HP. More if you have a lot of them, which you have a lot of them.
Yeah, I think yellow shields and blue shields, yellow being what you get from Topaz Brooch, and the loader's primary fire, and blue being what you get from stuff like personal shield generator. I'm not sure if in total they can be double your health, or if you can get up to triple because you're allowed like 100% of each color. I should experiment with that. Oh, if you get the Transcendence lunar item, I'm pretty sure you can stack Topaz Shield on top of that, so it might be they just count as like different shield elements.
Yep. Yeah, one is armor, one is shield. Which I don't think matters for anything's damage, but...
Oh yes, it describes it here as barrier rather than shield, so maybe barrier and shield aren't the same thing.
Yep. Let's see what else do you have there. You got the portable missile launcher, which has a random chance with any attack of firing off a little missile that will just find its own target and hit it.
Good synergy with the loader too, because it inherits the damage from your attack. So my big dash punch could potentially launch missiles with big dash punch damage.
Let's see, you've got a couple rose bucklers there, which if you're sprinting, which is something that they added to the second game, you have a bit of a buffer there, or barrier.
Oh yes, notice when I'm sprinting here, I get that little revolving shield effect.
Yep. The war horn, I think, is something when you use a use item gives you like a little buff, right?
Yeah, attack speed boost when you've used an equipment. Yeah, activating equipment gives you a burst of attack speed, but I have no equipment currently.
Yep. The red whip there I got in the
later.
first game when I was showing that off. It makes you move much, much faster if you're not in combat for a while. Very good to have on the engineer that I'm playing because, again, like, mobility is an issue.
I keep wanting to go punch them. I need to stand in the circle.
But, yeah, you can also see how, like, all these things all stack, complement each other, and it's rather nice multiplayer because they just put in double the drops or triple or however many people are playing, where if somebody dies, at least their stuff is still there, so... Hazel is now really sitting pretty for this early in the game, since the clock's only at 4 minutes. I need do some catching up, but it balances out to a degree. And also, the first time you complete this area, you unlock, I want to say, Acrid as a playable character.
Yes, I think so.
So anybody picks this up, that's how you do that. And now I'm going to need some like charity from you, I think, for a bit.
Yes, absolutely. Teleporter this way.
If you want to just like open some boxes and then dodge the items coming out for me.
Oh, a dash punch every 2 seconds is quite nice.
And also, yeah, as the difficulty climbs up, so does the price and all of the items that you buy, which generally balances out because what did I just tag?
Blood shrines.
Ah. Thank you. Oh, there's teleporter. See, let me hit this, and oh, there's a couple of them. Buy something with that. Those take off percentage of your HP, give you cash for it. Amusingly, those do scale with things that like give you less HP at the glass artifact, by the way. So you get like $1. Okay, that'll let me get a couple things here. What do we got? We got repulsion armor plate. That's a little bit of extra defense. That's nothing to sneeze at for now.
Oh, here's a healing chest.
Oh,
I can open for you.
I'll be right over there. Let me just get this one thing first, and then you can tag that, and I'll head to it. I do like how like items aren't just given to characters. So when you're playing multiplayer and there's a sudden disparity because bad luck early on, you can kind of be charitable and balance it out like this.
I think this game would be absolutely dreadful to play with randos.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's enough to start the teleporter.
Okay.
Maybe we can get that one last shop over there from the way, but yeah, let me hit this first and then we can go.
Tell me when.
Will do. Let's see what we got in here. Anything worth having? Well, I'll take that. That's some much needed extra speed. Okay. We just get our teleport, my turrets down, and okay. Yeah, what do we have for new boss? Another vagrant. Okay.
Boom.
So, like I said, Hazel's sitting kind of pretty for this early in the game, item-wise, and again, like, really wreck some bosses.
You want them both?
I guess. It's actually really good on the turrets too, so sure.
Only problem is I think they each need to individually kill 3 enemies to proc that ability.
I mean, long term that'll be an
But
issue.
it'll come up.
Yeah. But yeah, so this red circle around the teleporter is in the second game a thing where if one of us leaves, the percentage on how long before we can leave level starts slowing down. If both of us leave, it stops completely. Or if you're playing single player and you leave, it's just going to stop completely. So you're not forced to stay in the circle for the duration of the teleporter event, but unless you have a real good reason, you really should.
Interactables are also locked out outside the teleporter radius for
Yep.
the duration of the teleport event, so it's not like you can run around picking up items.
Mm-hmm. That said, when you get up there in difficulty, it does often become a question of like, okay, let me kite the bosses to the far side of the map, deal with those, then come back and run out the timer.
I didn't see a lot in the way of unopened chests.
I'm gonna spend a little bit of time looking.
There's something that's left in Daisy. I'll just grab it.
Yep. So yeah, the clock is always running, and you will notice when you finish this level, it's going to jump a bit. This is an interesting thing. It's a 3D printer. It will take a random item in the same tier and give you whatever it gives you. Sometimes who cares? Sometimes it's something that you really, really want, and you'll just sit there for 5 minutes just like feeding all your stuff. Oh, there we go. There we go. That
Oh, good, good.
is the best item you can pick up as an engineer. Yeah, on that.
AoE heal when you are standing still, which is bad for other classes because you never want to stand still, but your turrets are always standing still.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I think that's a pretty good haul for this one. And I also think, oh, is that a syringe? Hang on.
Mm-hmm.
One of the best items for any class. It increases your rate of fire. Not that noticeable there when you just have one, but they stack forever, like most things do. It was really nice with my turrets because they'll just be constantly firing after a couple of those. And what do we got here? There's some drone in the
Okay,
water
I
there.
am spent.
Did you get that drone? No, you did not. Okay.
Nope. Couldn't afford it.
Ah, well. There we go. So, yeah, if you look at the left side of the screen now, there are various turrets and drones you can pick up, which will carry through to other levels.
Should I trigger it, by
Yep.
the way?
Yeah, go for it. They kind of just spread out. Well, the turrets spread out randomly, pretty much. The drones will try to follow actual human players and help out. This is a gorgeous level, by the way. And here's one of those shop things, which, sure, why not?
So remember how the first game looks, and then just like look at this map.
Mm-hmm. Again, it's a similar visual style too that they managed to maintain. It's just they really stepped their art game up. And the music we got in the boss fight is very subdued and serene generally, but I really love the soundtrack of this game. Again, you heard me playing some of it just while getting the stream ready to go today. These are handy in certain places for long distance travel. So that one I just hit,
Lots of chests here.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't feel like I'm behind enough to need a lot of charity right now as much as... Oh, there's a teleporter.
Okay. On my way.
Like, I wouldn't mind just, you know, having some more stuff while we're cleaning up, but, like, I'm not gonna slow us down grabbing a bunch of stuff beforehand. We are currently playing on the hardest difficulty, so, if you watch the arrow on that little difficulty tracker, you'll notice it climbs up pretty fast on top of the big spikes every time you leave level. And presently, like I said before, the final boss is not in the game, so the effective end game is for every class, if you're playing on Monsoon difficulty, the hardest one. Just get these down, and okay, we're good. If you're playing on Monsoon difficulty, if you can get through 8 levels, I think it was, then, love this boss. Should we kill it before we talk about it, though. You get through 8 levels, I think it is, and, a portal appears to this little optional area where you basically just kill yourself. It is the way to unlock one of the classes, and also, on this difficulty, if you do that, you unlock an alternate palette for the class you're playing. You can take that with a leeching seed. You really need those more than I do.
Thank you.
Well, I mean, it's your right away anyway, but, like, I'm not going to greedily double up on that to catch up, because that's, like, bread and butter for you.
Ah, fair. Thank you.
Let's see. Oh, those are an annoying monster. If you leave it alone long enough for it to do its thing, they basically have a Gatling gun. And will just, like, fire for a good long while, doing a ton of damage. This boss we killed, the Grove Tender, I really like. It didn't really get a chance to do its thing. That'll be a pattern because we're doing pretty well overall right now. But its basic attack is to launch out all these little wispy things that just kind of fly forward. And what is this, like, fake shop?
Oh, that's just an equipment one that I already purchased.
They changed the graphics on those then. Yeah, I'd like to do a little shopping before we leave. But yeah, the Grove Tender's attack is just launching out basically all these little ghosty things that rush forward and just explode at people. And the bosses in this one, like the first one, have a rare chance of dropping an item that, like, gives you their signature move. In that particular case, it makes it so that whenever you're running around, you fire out the same little ghost things, which is incredibly good of an attack for the way I tend to play. Especially if I'm playing Huntress, which like I usually like to do, because in the spirit of the Huntress being able to just, like, you know, fire while moving, what they did in this one is give her homing shots that you can fire while moving. So the trade-off for that is she's, like, an incredibly fragile character, and you just have to, like, really be careful not to die, but you're constantly just, like, running around at top speed, firing blind, and just having this item that also fires blind while you're running around at top speed is pretty great. And this is... Is that empty? Oh, it is empty. Darn. Ah, thank you.
I'm picking stuff I can't afford.
I still need more mobility. Like, I can't believe you got those 2 red whips when you're already playing Loader. Fireworks are fun. Whenever you open a chest, they launch out and just find some targets to hit. And again, like everything in this game, they'll just keep stacking. Where are you pinging these? Like, see, the problem is I'm trying to catch up to you, but you're like doing 3 laps around the whole level before I get there.
It does seem so.
I definitely need like a red whip or something. Ideally 2. And a feather. It's an equipment drone, which if I have one of those equipped items, it will just carry it around. See, the other thing is, like, these are fading out before I even see the tags.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
So, okay, let me just get the... You hit 1 over here, I know, didn't you?
Where's over here?
Where I am right now?
I will walk over and try to look. There are several near the teleporter, not to mention.
Okay, I'll just get some of those then. I only have a little bit more to spend.
Oh yeah, there's a healing one over there near the jump pad.
Is there? Which
and
side of
a
it?
healing one near the other jump pad.
Oh, so there is. Down below? Or...
Over there.
Ah, thank you. I do like the ability to ping items. Oh, that's kind of hidden. Okay. I think that's it for me. What do they cost right now?
133 for a regular chest.
get
There is
one
a Shrine
more.
of Chance over here for 90.
I can get one more thing before we leave then. This is like... This for me is way over par for this level too. Okay, now we can go. And I feel a lot more survivable now.
Good.
I really want a feather. And we have a shop there, so might as well hit it.
Mm-hmm.
This time we will not be going through that area because you're only allowed to do it once per run. And also, it gets boring real quick. It's the one thing in the game that is
actually
like...
looks pretty good right now.
It's the one thing in the game that it's objectively a good thing to always hit it unless you're playing on glass. But at the same time... what do we got here?
Oh, do I want to give up my greens for... Which one is this?
I think that's vultures?
Ooh, is that the elite stealing one?
It is.
Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna get one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you didn't lose too much for
Both
it.
my war horns. Okay.
Yeah, but the rest of that I think was worth the cost.
Yeah.
Tier 3 items very rarely drop. They're all very, very good. Some more very, very good than others.
This one was one that steals the power of slain elites, so if there's like a blazing enemy, I'll get the blazing property and be leaving a fire trail.
For a
And it
few
will
seconds,
even
anyway.
update my name in the party window to be blazing SF the Wolf, which is nice.
This is a nice looking level. It's not one I like to see, but it's a nice looking level. So as the difficulty gets up there, ooh, here's a mountain shrine. Do you want to hit it?
I'm good.
Okay. This is like on the line of where I don't want to hit him anymore, but... So yeah, the shrine to the mountain...
and I died.
Oh. Okay. Well, it's just
I'm
like...
sorry.
Eh, it happens.
It was an elite Elder Lemurian did that thing where they do their spray shot and all the projectiles hit you at once.
Ah, that'll do it. So let's see if I can survive this. And if so, that'll definitely catch me up. So what this should do, if I'm lucky, is double the bosses. Which I think we're at the point where it's already going to happen. So there might be like 3 of them or 4 of them now.
Don't forget to stand in that fungus. Oh, doubled up magma worm is one of the least worst ones you could get. I was worried it was going to be like imps.
So yeah, there's the magma worm. Remember me playing that in the first game? They look really great now. Oh, yeah, there's 3 of them. And I am just going to pray my turrets can get the job done on this, frankly.
One of them is dead.
Thank you for that. So yeah, these, again, if I can get next to them, will give me some free healing, which is kind of a big if at the moment. Oh, and there's that...
Oh, there's the guy that killed me.
Oof. Okay.
Crunch. Okay, sorry, that was largely my fault.
Yep. And you're gonna still stat screen, you die. I'm definitely good for another run of this.
Sure.
You want... Well...
Is there anyone else you want me to show off?
Well, okay, I think just for the fun of it, let's do an all artifacts run real quick and just see how quick it goes.
Sure.
Don't try this at home, kids. I think all of the artifacts in the first game are in this, plus some new ones that do some interesting things. There's one that makes fall damage fatal. There's one that randomizes your character every level. There's one that turns on friendly fire.
Oh yeah, it doesn't even matter what character I'm playing.
Yep, for both you and the enemy. So...
do you want it on Drizzle?
I mean, whatever. It's going to be like 5 seconds.
I'll put it on Drizzle,
Okay.
just so that we can at least blink.
Maybe.
Oh, I got glowing meteorite. Should I use it?
Oh, feel free.
I mean, if friendly fire's on anyway.
Oh, another one that we have on from this artifact set is if either one of us dies, we both die. So if I just spontaneously collapse, that's going to be why that is.
Oh, I can use meteorite and just hover way above the ground.
Yeah.
But maybe not when you're a melee class.
The teleporter is right in the middle of the big spiral here.
I killed a monster.
Oh, and I died by leaping into an elite mushroom with Akron. So yeah.
Right, they are all elite.
Mm-hmm. So turning on all the artifacts is not a smart thing to do. What I would be tempted to do now, if you are up for it, is one of these commando runs that we've been trying to do.
Oh, sure.
Where if you look here, yeah, one of the challenges that neither of us has, and it's I think like the only challenge that neither one of us has, except for a couple of the skin unlocks, is clearing 20 stages as commando without any lunar items. Sounds easy, but like 20 stages is a lot, and the difficulty gets very real.
So if I may suggest, we want command, maybe sacrifice,
I definitely like sacrifice for this, yeah.
and maybe enigma. Free equip,
Sure.
and it depends on whether you want glass.
I wouldn't mind doing glass.
Okay, we can try. All right, start it.
If it's too hard to get back into the swing of it, we can turn it off for a while, but... One thing I was saying...
I just don't like glass on commando in particular, because I feel like commando's very weak until you're built around it.
True. But, what do we even have here? Is that like the recycler? As I was saying when playing the first game, in that I always turn on glass because things just have too much HP in that game. In this, that is no longer the case. Things have a pretty reasonable amount of HP, but it's still kind of fun to just like do the whole kill fast, die fast thing sometimes. Oh, that's quick.
Do you want to just start it?
Sure. Oh, that's a lot of wisps. Wisps in the first game are a bit of an issue, since they do a lot of damage, but they also are, like, very hard to miss and very easy to get away from. In this, they're basically impossible to get away from. They have, like, 1 HP, essentially. Am I getting... Oops. Oh, nothing. Enjoy that ring that I dropped. Did not realize I was spawning in. So yeah, it takes a bit to get your footing for glass, especially with command on. The ability to pick your items is incredibly powerful. The trade-off is you are just like a sitting deck while you're on that menu.
Yeah, and it seems like a very minor distraction now, but when the screen's like full of enemies, standing still for 1 second per item is actually pretty scary.
I mean, we've played with a lot of artifacts, and I think most of my lucky
Hello.
you, most of my artifact-related deaths are honestly from having command on for these runs. It's something that I don't normally turn on because it, for most purposes, can make the game way too easy. Be able to just like pick whatever you get, and it's kind of against the whole roguelike spirit. But for the hardest challenges in the game, I like that it's an option.
They're still pretty hard.
And again, like you saw there, I mean, yeah, getting caught with your pants down is real. Also, I'm surprised you went with the Behemoth before the Sacrificial Dagger.
Yeah, I guess that would have made more sense with glass on, especially.
Yeah.
Oh no, don't burn to death me. Okay, good. I guess in part I was worried about wisps, though the dagger is also good against wisps, so.
Yeah. As I was starting to say before getting killed by something else, wisps are one of the deadliest enemies in this game before you really learn what you're doing, and sometimes after, because you basically hear the sound of them spawning in, which you really have to train yourself to listen for, and then you like need to immediately find them and kill them, and not every class is great at doing that. Otherwise, they will do a ton of damage to you that you really can't avoid in any way. There are some monsters whose shots can kind of lead and get away from without any real issue. Wisps are not one of those monsters. But again, they die very easily if you, like, pay attention. Personally, I play on... Oh, there's the teleporter. I play with... What's your ping there?
Command essence. Do you want it? You have no items. You should take it.
Yep. I need to memorize the pattern too, because like it's much easier if you don't have to actually think and can just like go like right down, click.
I am trying to get in the habit of deciding what I want to buy before looking.
Yeah. So ready to start this?
Yep.
Well, that was my problem too. I was looking for a topaz rouge, forgot that I was on a tier 2 item and it's not going to come in. So this boss should go down real fast.
Nice.
So,
For you.
yeah, if I can survive the teleporter thing, I'm not opening them in the middle again.
Oh, more items.
Like, unless you really want to cover me anyway.
I can try, but I can't make promises.
I at least want to get a topaz rouge, which is so important for survival on this difficulty. Hello.
Yeah, I should have gotten that earlier.
Yep. Let's see what else do I really need. What is that? Oh, the recycler, right. I will take a... Where's the red whip? Where's the red whip? Screw it. Right, ukulele. That's another lifesaver of an item.
You're welcome to both greens if you want.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You've got a tier 3. Like, thank you for sharing. Where is red whip? Oh, there it is. Okay, now I got some mobility. Once this kicks
You ready
in.
to go?
Yep. Got a little survivability with the Topaz Brooch. Got a little mobility from that. And I've got the ukulele, which, like, if you're playing with Commander in this game, get a ukulele.
I can't think of a class I don't like ukulele on.
Yeah, I mean...
Chain Lightning on hit.
Basically,
in a
yes.
game where not a lot of stuff is, like, direct damage.
Mm-hmm. But I feel like this game...
A lot of stuff is direct damage, but not as simple as that.
I think this game weights the die rolls on what levels come up, because I get a lot more... Oh, I just found that place 3 times in a row in the first game than you do in this. Or 3 runs in a row, whatever. That is usable.
Tell me when to start it.
You know what? I actually want a usable item. Who cares what it is? Gimme. Okay. You can start that now.
I'm gonna BFG it anyway, so it'll probably
nice.
die. Oh, if I can.
Ooh. I mean, if you fire along the ground, it'll usually hit something.
Boom.
And there's Dead Magworm. So that's what's fun about Glass, is just bosses just show up basically dead. The trade-off is, like, you know, you have to dodge constantly. But yeah, in the first game, I always turn this on because things are just like bullet sponges if you don't. In this one, I'm 50-50 on it because, like, it makes a much more intense experience. It's good for making a lot of progress really fast. But you also tend to, like, die, you know, 3 seconds into the run, first, like, 10 attempts, and then get going and going. So we actually kind of lucked out here, honestly, especially since it's been a while. You know?
Mm.
So now we're getting to the point where we have enough, like, drones in the air and other things that wisps are not really an issue anymore. They just kind of die instantly.
Don't forget your green.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm just giving it another 10 seconds.
Fair. I'll go. Oh, kill this monster shrine.
Okay, now grab this, and I'm going to start taking some guillotines, I think, because somebody has to.
Good idea.
We good to go?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, the two of us playing this with glass, with this set of artifacts on, pretty consistently do like 3 minutes per level, or 2.5 sometimes even. Which, given our goal is the whole like get to level 8 and clear it thing, helps a lot.
Are we doing the optional boss?
Definitely, if only to show it off. Although, watch out for these birds first, because these are such a run-ender. They are, like, the one thing in the game that I'd kind of like to see them toned down a little bit. Or, honestly, not even toned down, just, like, make quieter. Or make louder, rather, because... Yeah, they just shot at me twice there. I don't think somebody caught it. They fire these little, like, bladed discs at you that, like, make no sound at all. And they're flying around constantly, so it's like you frequently die before you even realize that they're around. But yeah, this level, Siren's Call, if you break 5 of these little nests, not only do you get your revenge against the birds who've been killing you. Oh, should I hit this mountain shrine?
Sure. I think we could handle it.
I want to do the boss first, though, I think. Or, yeah, because there's always the chance of turning it on accidentally when you're...
And we'll have the red for it anyway.
What was that?
We'll get the guaranteed red to do the teleporter event then with, too.
Yeah, exactly. Bell.
And that time I will get daggers.
One more nest, I think. Should do it. There's one here. There's one here. Yeah. But yeah, like watching this stream in particular is probably pretty educational for how to like survive most of the monsters in this. If which is largely a question of just like see them, kill them really quickly, but. Oh. Again, those freaking birds.
Oh, I thought I was above the hitbox for it. Apparently, I wasn't.
I'm fine with trying that again. Maybe turn glass off.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I was watching for that too.
Yeah. That wasn't a bad run until it wasn't.
Yeah, aren't they all?
But yeah, that's the thing with glass. Like, it feels very powerful. You make a lot of really good progress, and then suddenly you're just dead because, like, all your HP is gone from one attack from anything. In a normal run, that still happens, but it takes an hour.
I'm kind of wondering if Enigma actually is an upgrade for that matter, because you get the one free one,
yeah.
but I'd also rather just have a good one consistently later.
Well, like I said, like, because we're kind of doing a demonstration play at the moment, it's nice to have it on. But yeah, if we start over again, I'd probably turn that off too. And I have an item that I don't want to use right now too. It's the whole flask thing, which no, thank you. Actually, I think it's a turret.
I mean, if we both get fuel cells and like Jester of the Drowned, then it's pretty funny having Enigma on.
Let me just.
Oh, here, replace your equipment.
Oh, thank you. There's a tier 2 there.
Oh, you're closer. Go ahead. Just tell me when to start.
Back. Oh, you can start it as soon as I get this item.
Oh.
And ukulele is fantastic. So this is the backup. It brings in a bunch of little drone friends with me flying off there. You will see us like trivializing a lot of these boss fights because we've just gotten very well practiced at just like focusing things down before they can blink. This one, the Stone Titan, has two basic attacks. One is this big punch from underground that'll just like send you flying into the air, which, unless you have like very low HP, is not usually deadly, but like being up in the air for 5 seconds kind of can be.
Especially since breaking line of sight is the only way to deal with its like homing laser.
Yes. The other attack is a homing laser with a like very pronounced startup, but will just like hit you, stay locked onto you, and do fire damage, which makes you start burning. And the more stacks of fire you get on you, like I have just one right now, and you'll see it take my HP down. If you just stand in the laser, you'll get like 20 stacks and take like 20 damage a second until they're gone, and that'll really kill you. So the Sacrifice artifact, which takes the chest out and puts in item drops for monsters instead. I really like it. Hazel less so. In the first game, it's very, very, very good because like levels are sprawling and good to go.
Mm-hmm.
The levels are sprawling and like you will find more stuff just like looking through than you will taking the time to get all the chests. In this one, it's hard to say whether it's balanced or detrimental. It can really depend on the run and how it's going. But I do find...
I imagine since I main loader, I have no problem like with mobility at level 1 for that matter,
Yeah.
which means that chests often get me like more
Oh, yeah.
items per moment early on.
Yep. But I just like it because we tend to hit the teleporters like 2 minutes early with Sacrifice on. Because, like, what else am I looking for? And again, if you're going for the,
Here it
like...
is.
Oh, you found it. If you're going for this, like, marathon, do 20 levels thing that we're doing right now, any time saves you can get really matter in the long run. Oh, there it is. And you
Heal
got that.
drone.
Yep. Okay, I was thinking about saving up for that, but there we go. Oh, I missed it.
Yep.
Oops, there we go. Yeah, okay, another Stone Titan, like I said. If you see the laser lock onto you, well, if you see that circle, you're going to get punched and might not have time to react to it. If you see a laser lock onto you, you really need to get cover, like I do here. Because, yeah, I can't just dodge around that, and then it's burned me for a bit. Fortunately, little wall right there.
That was pretty pro, if I may say. I jumped down from the above area that the launch pad takes you to, and I landed on the healing drone, which broke my fall.
So one reason I really like the ukulele, it's just a really good weapon in general, but it gives you this little chain lightning splash attack, which if you're fighting a boss, means you can kind of just focus on the boss, and the various other monsters that are coming in, hopefully you'll be close enough to them that they will just die from the splash damage. Otherwise, especially with characters like this who are very, very aiming focused and kind of a glass cannon, you really have to like have some major situational awareness for like when there's whips coming in, or did not mean to come up here. Although there is another healing drone when we're done, so that's cool. Let me just get back into the bubble. You'll notice too the music kind of muted out there while I was out of the circle, which is a nice touch. Especially with a game that's this dependent on audio cues. Speaking of, I hope it's not too loud for people. I haven't really thought to check that.
Oh yeah, I have not checked on Twitch, I'm afraid.
I'm sure at this point, if it is, people just turn it down.
Do you want the white essence, or should I take it?
You can take that. There's also a healing drone up that cliff if you want to hit the bounce pad for it.
Sure.
I just gotta grab my, let's see, what do I even want? Oh, I'll take a Redwood. And okay, I'll take that too.
Okay, ready.
Also ready. So the guillotine there is a very important item. It makes elites just die in one hit if their HP is low enough. Low enough is defined by how many guillotines you have. If you get, like, there's diminishing returns, but if you get like 7 of them, the last third of elite monsters' HP does not exist, and that is really good later on in the game when there's just these massive elites everywhere. So this level has an interesting little special quirk where if you can get here before the clock hits 10 minutes, which we definitely have, there is a little hidden chest somewhere which is guaranteed to drop a particular item right here, which is also how you unlock this in the first place, by getting to that in time. It is just a use item. They're all pretty good. This one is this kind of like ridiculous charge up time, ridiculous damage output, super weapon thing, which you'll see exactly once here because of the artifacts that we're using, changing our items around, but playing fast enough is really nice to get that and just kind of have a good way to really drop bosses in a hurry.
It's being generous with the items.
Yeah. I'd like to kind of grab one of these if things will behave long enough to do so. So with Commando, you got your basic shot, you got the piercing shot, and this one that stuns things. Can I have a moment's rest to open my boxes, please? But yeah, I'd kind of like to grab one of those and one of those, and you can have the last one.
Oh, you're sure? I
yeah.
think I grabbed a bunch already.
I mean, I'll take it.
Is there a last one?
I thought there was one. Oh well. Oh, there's a teleporter.
Mm-hmm. Shall I start it?
Yep. I will show
I'm
off.
finding Gnarled Wood Sprite good on this mode because it has an actual passive and I can just, like, not use it.
So that's the Prion Accelerator, or accumulator rather. You just notice it did like half of this thing's HP. We do not have glass on right now, so that's pretty accurate. This is one of the nastier bosses in the game. They fire these little explosive pots, and when they get really low and you don't like just melt them down like we just did, they start doing this attack where they make a big vacuum effect. Everything gets pulled in. Everything within range of them, friend or foe, starts getting HP drained, which heals the thing. Plus, they have really high armor, which is a mechanical concept where certain bosses, well, like anything that has it really, take less damage per shot, which some classes don't care because they just have one big powerful shot. Some classes do like no damage to them at all. It is my probably second least favorite boss to fight. Only
Pick up
behind
some of those
the,
items. I'm getting too tempted.
I'm just gonna really stack the attack speed for a bit. You've got a white and a green here for you.
Oh, you sure? I picked up several during combat,
Okay,
I
I'll
think,
take
so
I
go
mean,
ahead if
you don't want them.
I've already got 80% crit rate.
Yeah, I'll take a feather. Get a nice little double jump.
Shall we go?
In the first game, short of that infusion that gives you more HP, the feather is the best item in the game because, like I said, if you're not in contact with the ground, you're basically invincible. And, okay, here we're going to try this again with the smashing the eggs and some little optional boss. I think Loader unlocks first time you kill this thing.
Oh, strange. Doesn't feel very thematically similar.
I mean, it's largely just a question of, like, hey, which character's going on in that patch that added this level. Yeah, you go around, you smash these eggs, and then it summons in a big robot that protects birds. And doesn't like
The
smashing its
alloy
eggs.
worship unit, friend of vultures.
Yep. And there's
it's
a
big orb with
there's a
feathers
wandering
on it.
vagrant over here. We should probably deal with. Oh, I see you're already on top of it. Yeah, when your difficulty gets up high enough, you just start having bosses in there. Just randomly appearing.
One more X.
Although we're only on medium, so I'm kind of surprised we found that already. I don't know what I have here, so let me just use it.
Do we mountain shrine?
Oh yeah, it's only on medium. Go ahead. It's like around insane, I start saying maybe not.
Okay, destroying eggs.
And around impossible, I say no, stop hitting those.
It's tricky because after you like transcend to godhood is the point when you feel most invincible. So it's kind of like that saying about how it's only experienced swimmers that drown,
Yeah.
which I'm pretty sure is not actually true, but I understand what it means.
Yeah, this is the alloy worship unit. It is a big robot ball that has little robot ball friends, which I should probably not let stand on top of me. Although these birds, again, are just the worst. The absolute worst. I hate them so much. They are a relatively recent addition to the game, and they are definitely, like, my #1 killer.
Does the game list statistics for that? I'd be curious to look at
It
mine.
does, actually. And I think,
Let's
okay,
check that.
I think my actual #1 killer is Wisp, just because they did have a head start, but, like, since
right,
they've been
right.
in, they are always what kills me, pretty much.
This boss is so much less scary when you can actually soak up one of its attacks when you're at full health.
Yeah, the last time we were playing this extensively every day, we were doing a lot of glass runs just because it's kind of thrilling. But yeah, this is a rough one with that on.
So the advantage to doing that optional boss is we just got a guaranteed red item near the center fountain.
Yep. Yeah, here, since we don't have glass on, I will go with the behemoth, I think.
Oh, and this time I did get the devil daggers, but that'll balance out.
Yep. And we'll
Okay,
it now.
teleport.
Yep. So yeah, now all my attacks explode when they hit impact, which is pretty nice, I gotta say. Yeah, what do we have here?
Yes, 100% crit rate. Indeed, since I have the daggers, I will focus on the ads.
Cool. There's some elite birds in here, which are much worse than the worm, frankly. So elite monsters always have significantly more HP than the standard kind on top of their little elemental ability, whatever it may be. And actually the reason I don't like hitting the Shrine of the Mountain after a certain difficulty, it's not because like fighting 6 bosses is hard, because there are items that specifically make you do extra damage to bosses, and if you have a run that's going on long enough, it becomes a complete joke to fight any boss ever. But with the Shrine of the Mountain in particular, it's very likely that instead of a standard boss, you will get a whole big pile of some random enemy with elite properties, or even some boss with elite properties, or a pile of bosses with elite properties. And some of those can get really scary, especially once they start adding in the super elites, which have like 20 times the standard HP, and also and then also,
Are
like,
super elites a special thing I'm not familiar with, or do you mean like the Malachite?
Malachite and Celestial.
Oh yeah.
Which one of them has this horrible invisibility field where you can't see any monsters near it. The other one has a much more horrible projectile spikes that like launch the entire length of the map, and oh, this is mine too.
And they have a 100% proc rate, and they disable your healing.
Yeah. You'll probably see one if this run goes well enough. Once after a while, there's like this big green sphere around them, and when they appear, there's this like horrible wailing siren. And okay, Sky Meadow.
Mountain Shrine?
Oh yeah, definitely. Which also answers my next question: is you don't actually just like fight the boss regularly here for once?
Yeah. It'd be worth it for the items. Although, considering we're on sacrifice, the artifact map might not be terrible.
It might not. I do kind of want to show it off once.
Oh, sure, we could if you want.
Okay.
Lead
Sure,
the
we
way
find
in that
first.
case so
I
that
suppose.
you can show the computer to stream.
Yep. The thing is, I don't have my list of the good ones handy still to make sure we put in a safe one.
Oh, yes.
I know the one
don't.
next to it is not at all safe.
Wasn't the safe one like all squares and then circles in the top left and bottom right, or vice versa?
I don't recall. If you want to look it up real quick and just like tab away while I'm putting it in, if you find it, then that works.
I will get out of combat.
Like command or sacrifice is fine, since we have those on, and also just in general, I mean, they're fine. So yeah, this map, you come down this little hole in the middle, trying to be careful. Also, I just realized, like, are we technically getting lunar items from Enigma?
Oh, that's an excellent
And is
point.
that going to junk this whole run?
That. I didn't even consider that. Oh, that's a good thought. Well, I haven't gotten one yet, so I guess I'll just never use another item.
Yep. I'm trying not to use them, but like they're in my inventory right now, and I don't know how generous is that. Okay, so here is how you do like artifact thing. If you want to look one of these up.
I'm gonna test my theory.
Okay, I mean that's the way to go too.
and I'll look that up.
But yeah, you
while
find
that's
these
going.
obelisks scattered in some very like cleverly hidden places sometimes, or you cheat and look them up online. We did it legit. You come here, you punch in one of the codes. You might have that backwards with the corners.
Which one do you want?
You know, sacrifice is fine, or command, or...
Oh yeah, the one I was thinking of was dissonance.
Mm-hmm.
We already have command on, so I'm curious to see what it even does.
I mean, it doesn't do anything. It's just,
I don't know if we've tested this, though.
I'm pretty sure we have. So you put in your password those, it opens this little portal, you go to another one of these little special areas. And the way it works is whatever artifact it is that you're turning on is on in here. There's this thing in the center. It needs you to use 3 items on it that will pop in randomly, as items tend to do. And you're in this actually really interesting area with not a lot in the way of ground. But yeah, this right here is the artifact key. I'm just going to start this up, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So you need 3 of these total, including, I think, one you start with. You put it in. You normally get knocked back, but that has something that just blocks that hit. And then you just kind of survive for a while. It fires these red deadly pulses at you. Monsters spawn in eventually. And they will drop the little keys again. Since we have command on, they will actually drop special boxes that just have the keys in them, which is kind of annoying. And some of these challenges are pretty easy. I mean, because some of the artifacts are pretty beneficial. Some of them are really, really hard. Like the one where you take fatal falling damage, for instance. There's massive pits here, so that's kind of hard not to get yourself killed with.
I think we only even survived that one because I had, like, I was playing Loader that time, who doesn't take fall damage.
Yep. The most horrifying one, I personally think, is there's one that like randomly spawns in evil clones of you, which have all your items, which turns into one of those things where it's like, in order to unlock that and have any chance at all, we had to ow, 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 let go of my arm. We had to.
Oh, that was real life ow.
Yes. We had to like go out of our way to do a whole run where we got no items that wouldn't. I'm gonna leave that coin here because we're doing that challenge.
Good idea.
It's good just to say it out loud every once in a while. Like no items that were at all offensive, just like healing stuff and things like that we can just kind of like safely manage. And then, you know, did this challenge, but with like our own evil clones just like trying to wreck us constantly. And then after that, having to try to like recover from that no offense build to get a successful run. And I don't think I did save that permanently. I did stream it at the time. And we got like 4 of the artifacts unlocked in that one run, just like looping again and again and again. Maybe just 3. Where is this key? I feel like it should have spawned in by now. Well, this has. I mean, I will take a second feather.
Big advantage to sacrifice doing this map is a finite number of chests don't matter. Oh, there's the Malachite.
Yep. Where specifically? Oh.
I lost track of it.
There. So that's just a plain old wisp, but you'll see it has kind of a lot of HP, and it's raining on those horrible, horrible death daggers. And
Jellyfish even, which is arguably worse.
oh, this is jellyfish. That's why it's dodging so much. These are the most dangerous thing in the game, and also the hardest to deal with. And like I said, the reason I don't do the mountain tribes past certain difficulty is like it's increasingly likely that you'll get like a swarm of Malachite somethings, and that's just goodbye run.
I wonder if going out of one's way to get Wake of Vultures before that point makes one able to like go for those past them.
There were 2. I'm just gonna focus on this while you look for the key, I think, for a bit. Commando, I think, has the most range of any character, by the way. Which is to say infinite range. Okay, now I think we're safe.
Oh, here's one. Whoops, I fell. Oh no, it's right next to the coin. Okay, there.
Free to turn that in, and I'll just watch from here and see it bounce away. I see you jump before hitting it. That's the way to go.
Yes.
If you just like stand in that spot and do it, you'll always like bounce back to right there where I'm shooting.
I want to make sure I always have the necessary height to land wherever I please.
That's fair. So yeah, so like the actual Bulwark's Ambry fights usually aren't too hard. It's just kind of like survive what is probably going to be fairly survivable until these keys drop, and you can collect as many as you need. Finding the tablets can be really interesting, though. I don't want to like go into too much detail besides the one I showed off in the shop and the ones right there, but some of them are really cleverly hidden. There's one in here, for instance, which I don't know that I can physically get to.
A lot of things which look like skybox in this game are not in fact skybox.
Yep. Yeah.
Here's another.
There's actually some levels which are like twice as big as they look once you realize that, oh no, you can actually go into that part way in the back and you can jump far enough. Where is this last thing? So yeah, I kind of have a high mobility build going right now, as you can kind of see, which is an option you have in this, plus a whole lot of attack speed, so... Which, when we get out of here, is going to be nice, because I also have the exploding shots. And a big part of Risk of Rain is just, like, finding incredibly broken combinations of things, which feel like there's no way the developers actually let you do that and that, would they? And they totally will. Fans of the first game in particular like to do these things called breaking runs, which is just like you keep looping and you keep getting items until the game crashes because there are like 50,000 fireworks on screen at once or something.
Basically finding the kill screen.
Yep. Speaking of which, I'll have to link it in chat because I didn't really do it justice. A friend of mine who goes by Brick Road has on his YouTube channel an absolutely excellent Let's Play series where he just took a clear file for the first Risk of Rain, and over, I think it was just like 20-ish episodes, unlocked literally everything there is to unlock, while commenting the whole way about what everything is, which is like pretty much as definitive as you can get as a resource on that game, what it's all about. Because that involves like playing as every character, finding every item, getting the monster log, drop off every item, including the last boss, which he just lucked out on that run, honestly. But
is that like speedrun territory? Has he submitted that time anywhere?
That's a good question. I mean, he didn't do it all in one sitting. It was like over the course of a couple months, but...
Oh, there's the key.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
I guess one could hypothetically just sit here farming. I kind of wish they'd put some hard cap on that. Because right now it's sort of on our system to not do that.
Well, I mean, this place doesn't have the clock running, but it also seems to... and there's the command artifact, which we already had, but now I have it again. there does seem to be like an internal clock for just this area where it will start putting in the Malachites and stuff if you just mess around in here too long. So it's not totally safe, but yeah, this and the Null Void with Sacrifice on are kind of feel like cheating.
Do you need more white items?
I'm pretty good, actually. You can grab whatever you need. I mean, I can take more if you're, like, can't think of anything to get, but...
Oh, get more fireworks.
I think you can really appreciate the soundtrack, just this, like... Again, very 70s prog sensibility to it all. These, like, very... elaborate and arcane guitar solos and... Well, this is a synthesizer in this one, but, you know. It's an interesting soundscape that this game leaves, is what I'm trying to say. And, yeah, the purple level we left being the last one currently in the chain, we now just automatically back to the start. The next patch, I think, is actually going to put in the final level and one more boss, or the penultimate level. The first one I know, level 5, is always a fixed thing. This is big, like, ancient shrine area where you will always have to go. And then that's where you get the choice of, okay, want to go win or want to go loop again. And I'm just going to hit this.
Mm-hmm.
And, oh, easiest boss in the game. Which again, because the difficulty thing up there, we have 2 of them, or is it 3?
I think 2.
Now it's 1. And yeah, here you can see how these items stacking up gets kind of ridiculous. Just the number of individual damage numbers on that, for instance, just because of my attack speed being as high as it is. Meanwhile, all of Hazel's attacks launch these daggers off to just like find whatever target they can and kill it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take this for healing. See, I was saying too, with the, like the way sacrifice is balanced. I think for being 6 levels in, this is less items than we normally have. But for being 20 minutes in, I think this is a little more. So
I get what you mean.
Whether it's worth it depends on how much you're like really trying to get the level count up there. Although there's also something to be said for just like not leaving the level and farming with sacrifice on and just seeing how absurd you can come into level 2.
Leave right away.
Yep. Yeah, you can see too, once we get going, like, levels start going down very fast, and it gets to the point where, oh, here's some monsters, better stop and shoot them, to just, well, let's cut a path through here to get to the teleporter. Nope, there's a Malachite. Something. A couple wisps. And there you see why those guillotines are so good, because
Yeah.
I'm going to swap my item out here for a thing, because this sucks.
I'd better start getting those.
And I don't want to have an elite on there. Look at the healing drone. And where's the teleporter?
Over here.
One thing I do hate with this game, though, is like when you have a good run going, which we have a good run going at this point, you wind up like so mobile that when you go back to the start of a fresh run afterwards, it's like everything is so slow. Why can't I jump? Why can't I move? Why can't I just kill things by thinking about it? Use glass and picking up me more of a critical hit rate, which is nice because that scythe I picked up. Where's the teleporter again? I just heading towards it and kind of lost track.
Is here.
Oh, over there. Okay, yeah.
Tell me when.
You can just start it now. I'm gonna be there in like a second or two. This little rock right here. Thank you. The other thing shooting at me. So this is what I was saying before about like. After a point in this game, I stop blinking. There's a lot to deal with at once sometimes.
It's not as intense as it can get either.
No, I'm blinking right now. I mean, we are getting towards that point. How many do I have now? That is 6. I'll take one more though. And go down to leads. So the other thing with command is like if you don't have it on, you just get whatever items you get. And just by the sheer number of items you get, you wind up with a little bit of everything, which tends to cover all of the bases for you pretty nicely. With command, you can, focus on the stuff that you want exactly when you want it, which is really powerful, but you also have to, like, remember what every item in the game actually does and keep in your head, like, what your build is currently set up for and what your weaknesses are. And not, like, forget something really, really, really good that would save your life because you're getting your 10th soldier syringe or whatever.
It's a little too tempting to stack damage when you're on command and not get any heal items because you're like, healing just happens on its own.
Yep, and it does normally because, like, a fifth of the items heal you, but...
Shall we go?
Yep. Yeah, with
when
sacrifice
you see the daggers
on,
floating in the air without a target, that's a good indication.
Mm-hmm. With sacrifice on, the only the only reason to stick around after the teleporter is if you want to find some like turrets and drones. But honestly, like we're getting towards a difficulty where they will just die instantly, and there'll just be the two of us out here. It's a big nasty boss.
Yeah, I'm asking mainly to make sure you're not picking up an item.
Nope. And I see some
gold
sparkles.
shrine. Do you want to show that off?
Gold shrine? Oh yes, definitely. Go for it.
Once you have the money.
Yeah. How much does it cost?
2,265.
That should be doable. We're like a quarter of the way there already. Teleporter right up here. So.
I found a blood shrine.
So yeah, the gold shrine is another one of those ways to a secret area. It's a big gold shrine. I can actually see it from where I am, but I mean, you can trust me, it's a big gold shrine. When you activate it, how many do I have? 6, 7, not bad. It takes you to another little special area. Where there is a special boss fight, which we will probably, like, blaze down before you can blink. It's basically just one of the Stone Titans, but, like, more special. And your prize for beating it, besides, if you do so under X and Y conditions, unlocks a thing, is,
Nice, I can afford it.
Cool. So go ahead and hit that. But yeah, your prize is you get an item which makes the boss you just fought show up when you're doing a teleporter and help you fight the boss and the whole wave of monsters afterwards, which it's just kind of cool.
Ready to teleport.
Just get this one item. Which is almost my last set of glasses. Okay. The teleporter is right here. So, pow. Those. Okay, so this is the worst boss in the game. Well, there's a couple of the worst bosses in the game. The Imp Overlord likes to throw these spikes that do a lot of damage and are basically impossible to dodge, and it likes to teleport around like that.
I find these very vulnerable to feathers, at least.
Yeah. Those went down pretty easily, because again, we were, like, well set up, but, like, if I'm gonna die to a boss, that's the boss gonna kill me. Or a worm getting really lucky and just, like, hung it right into my feet and, hitting me all the times. So what do I want now with these?
Infusions?
Oh yeah, I should get an infusion at some point. Should have got one a while ago, but oh well. So the infusion in the first game is probably the best item to have one of. Not necessarily the best item, period, because like some stack much more nicely. But if you have just one, every time you kill a monster, it ups your max HP by 1 to a max of 9999.
Okay, triggering it.
Yep. And this is true even if you have sacrifice on, which trivializes the penalty for that completely. And yeah, here we have to get some cash before you start. Ow, ow. Your claws are too sharp. I need to find something to come them with.
Does he really just walk up and just dig his claws into you silently?
Yeah. Well, he's not silent about it. He, like, meows first, but, like...
Oh, those are coming through.
Because he's by my feet. My microphone, as it turns out, very directional. And this malachite might kill me. Just a Lemurian, too. Or a couple of them. Fortunately, once we have these done, we should have plenty of cash for the boss. Okay. That's that taken care of. We've got like 1,000 and change. Ooh, there's another white item there. I'm not sure how you are on them, but there's a couple of them.
Go ahead.
Once everything stops exploding, then sure. Another malachite around. Another malachite around. Okay, now I'll take. Let's see, one more of these.
Start triggering these.
Yeah, one of these, and yeah, start hitting the pillars. So we just turn these on. I think the right cost for what we want here. Once we hit a certain number of them, the boss right there shows up. Once we hit all of them, the boss starts taking damage. And these will shut off over time, need to be, paid to start up again. Okay, that's all of them. So now we just kill this guy. Just many splashy attacks. And that's gonna hurt a lot, but okay, I can survive it. These things have a bunch of turrets out too, but those got killed by the elites. Okay.
Yes.
So now we can just collect any items that are around, grab those little things. We should each get one of because of how they work. Anything else might be scattered around, like this. I will take an infusion. It's a little late. So as I was saying, in the first game, broken item. You just get one, and then you have max HP after killing, 10,000 monsters, which you will do, by the way. In this one, it caps out at 100 HP per infusion you have, which isn't bad. You'll notice we're up there in levels, like level 18. I have 600 and something HP. Having 700 wouldn't be bad.
I'm good to go.
I am also good. And a lot of people don't look up in this map, which is a shame because like these chains just keep going up there. something you can climb on top of, and may have reason to do so. So Infusion, it's still a good item, but it's not like the best item, and I am all for getting another couple of guaranteed drops.
How do you feel about 3 mountain shrines?
I don't want to do mountain shrines at all on this difficulty.
Okay.
That's just, I mean, they're really tempting, but like that's just asking for it. I am all for getting the what do you call it again? Egg-laying robot. Maybe killing this random worms around.
Yeah, go Matic.
Okay, I can't pause this game, so I'll have to like eat the food that's totally in your dish, and drink the water that's totally in that dish, and oh, that was quick.
I can't shoot the boss because all these bosses are in the way.
Yeah. Guess we probably clear those up first, huh? Second, whatever. I'm just gonna be up here firing like crazy until I get killed by a bird that I don't see coming.
Ooh, should I get Behemoth or should I get Wake of Vultures? I guess Behemoth's more consistent.
Behemoth and Sacrificial Daggers stack surprisingly nicely.
Oh yeah, because the daggers explode, don't they?
Yep. We got a lot of bosses around here. So the difficulty is about to hit the last labeled rank of ha 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 ha, etc. for all infinity. It does still keep steadily climbing past that point. It's just there's no more terms for it.
So I guess that's supposed to be Providence speaking because it's probably not nature saying that.
Some elite birds up there, by the way. And up here. Really everywhere. Let's get down from where I am right now.
This is making me think I should get armor piercing.
Yeah, armor piercing helps a bit.
Although I don't know if this counts as the right kind of boss for that even. I think
Sure.
that...
I can tell you this doesn't count as an elite.
I wonder if this can spawn as an elite.
I think everything can spawn as an elite. Okay, there that goes. Just grab a couple of these things. No, why not? Yeah, speaking of bosses, let me make sure they go down real fast in the future. I will. Who am I kidding? Well, I was gonna take the daggers. I like the daggers too much.
Okay. Did we find the teleporter?
I don't think we did. So let's run around real quick like and do that.
Must be in the cave.
Yep. This is one of the like smaller, more compact maps, and I kind of like that about it. I hate these things so much. Go away, go away, go away. I also love how when you have the Sacrificial Dagger, it adds this little like purple arm holding a dagger to your character. Just all Trogdor style. Putting one of those big beaky arms back on there. Did we miss it?
Maybe it's up on the cliff in that weird place.
Oh, it could be. I think at this point we both have like very good mobility, so it shouldn't take too long to hunt it down. I was just about to say too, this is like one of the easiest maps to do a quick clear on because it's so small and compact, and like 80% of the time teleporters in the same place.
Yep. Here it is.
Oh, yep. Okay, hitting it. So I'm seeing a bunch of like equipment shrines. I'm a little wary of this artifact on about what those will actually do. So here you can see our little gold buddy that we just picked up, doing his thing, getting those bosses. On. And do you want to try to take it? They dropped one of the Genesis loops.
Oh, I know how much you like the mobility build, so you should grab your skulls.
Oh, right. Thank you for reminding me that that was an option. Don't do command off enough to remember that sort of thing. So yeah, this...
One time I do want to try playing swarms with you, and then we get like beetle guards every opportunity we get.
So yeah, now the Early Knight's gonna hang out and be our friend while we wait for the teleport to end.
Oh, it's got little plants growing.
I don't think the regular one does. I think is like how you can tell it's the friendly one. I could be wrong about that. We're at the point now where just like bosses are just spawning in as regular old monsters.
Do we leave right away?
Yeah. So yeah, the ha-ha-has just keep going like that. And the difficulty is still increasing, and I think it starts increasing much faster once you hit these than it does before them.
Yes, we are playing together.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to do the artifact again?
I mean, either way at this point. It's usually easier than the boss.
Let's do that.
There's also something to be said for like hearing the boss music on this level, which I've like heard once. Because, yeah, the most recent patch added this level and added the artifact at the same time. And we've been good enough at like finding at least one per run that there's always something to unlock, and we, after finally getting the last artifact, kind of took a break from playing this for a bit. And this cat is really demanding my attention. But yeah, if you want to hit it, just put in the same one as last time, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, some of those are really hidden in this game. You'll notice here there's 16 of them. There are not 16 levels. There are not more than one in any given level. So work out that math. I'm tempted to like ramble about with some of the harder ones to find, but I also like don't want to spoil it for people who want to do this treasure hunt for real.
Can I put the item in?
Yep. The log for this area, by the way, is right down there. One of the easier ones to find. All of the special locations like this, they're just kind of an item in the level. Normally, there's like this big radar dish you have to find that very rarely spawns to get those in. And yeah, we're kind of like at the point now where we have builds where things just die without our help. Yeah, Sacrificial Dagger is a tier 3 item, makes those little purple daggers appear whenever you kill something, which will often go kill something else for you. Especially if you have Sacrifice on, it's like a really, really powerful item that will just like clear things the hell out for you. And it's not as good as it was in the first game, because here there's at least a slight pause before they launch off and find a target. That Malachite jellyfish is going on a journey. My attack speed could be faster. Oh, you have a key. Oh, wait, that was the first one.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm sorry about kind of neglecting chat right now. It is getting to the point in the run where it's like really hard to pay attention to anything but it's right in front of your face. Got another one. Nice. So sometimes, like, I've done these and just like finished the whole thing up in like a few seconds, just because like, bam, 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 there they all are. Sometimes you like wait around for like it feels like half an hour looking for the thing.
Definitely worse when you're playing like engineer or something and it keeps killing jellyfish over the infinite falling pits, and the item can fall in there.
I do need more healing, I think. Yeah, I am so glad I got all those guillotines. Just like in real life, guillotines are very good.
I am curious now for a run that isn't this one if equipment will, like, if you get a new equipment in the place of the old one when you use an equipment drum. Just the last one.
Oh, good. Look at all these daggers just looking for targets.
I think that's it. Shall we go?
Yep, and we loop once more. So normally in this place you use these things to get around, but like, I don't need to anymore. Because 3 jumps and a lot of run gets you some places in this. Mobility is another thing that's very easy to overlook when you're playing a command run. Depending on your class, though, like, it is one of the most important things to get, like, right away. So you'll notice, too, like, the HP on just basic monsters is starting to catch up with our damage output.
Here it is.
And I mean, it's not from a lack of damage output on our part. Let me just grab whatever this is. Syringe, okay. I will find my way over there. You can hit it when you want.
Okay, hitting it.
Let's wait though, okay.
3 vagrants.
Oh, this should be easy. I will... I did not realize there was quite as much up to get there as there is, but oh, here we go. Maybe behind this tree.
Splat.
Just like that, no more bosses. I need me one of these predatory instincts. I just realized there was some missing.
I don't know if it's a specific one. Oh, does Risk of Rain 1 predate Homestuck?
I think it might. I feel like it's been around for a while. That's a tough call, though. And why did somebody ask? I'm curious now.
I don't know why, just that it was asked.
Oh. Let's see. What do I want? I'll get some armor, I think. So if you, it's probably stupid of me to actually stop and do this right now, but, if you take
Shall
a
we
quick
go right away?
yeah. Take a quick moment, like, I'm pretty kitted out here with ridiculous accessories. And this is basically what you look at the end of the first game, the little credit screen. And I love that they actually added all that in for real, and they customized it for every class too. Like Acrid, the weird little space dog thing, when you have the meat like carries out in his mouth, and it's just kind of adorable. And yeah, we're at the point now where we're just like start a level. There's like 6 bosses around. Here's that really annoying attack these have, which is why we are taking the time to not have them wander up when we're fighting the actual boss that matters.
But soon we will not be able to stem the tide of bosses.
Yeah. Yeah, we're really quick coming up to the point of just like just kill what you're forced to kill and run from everything else. And there's the teleporter.
Hit it when you want.
Also, the randomly occurring bosses do not have any like guaranteed drop for this going on. And oh, it should be noticed that these spikes on the teleporter have collision, which sometimes will save your life if you just need something to hide behind, and you can get the angle just right. And this might be one of those times where I'm showing off how sometimes you do want to leave the teleporter area. I got these firing off though, so that should make the runaway strategy pretty effective, actually.
Aurelia Knight's blocking so many of the shots.
Yep. Go. Nice. It just takes 2 red whips to kind of outrun the suction, almost.
Oh.
Almost, anyway.
I would think that you would count as in combat during that, too.
It's generous enough in this one to go by whether you're attacking, I think.
All these dead drones.
Okay, so now we can, I think, start grabbing a couple of these items that are on the floor. Maybe. Or maybe we should fit until the teleporter's done, because it's getting kind of hairy. And yeah, like, after a certain point, the difficulty is so high that, like, all your little drone helpers will just be dead. And you just kind of have to accept it. But on the other hand, it's not going to find anything else, so...
Uh-oh.
Whoa. Malachite stuff's in the area. Malachite stuff right in the area. Teleporter is done. There are items to grab. There's a Malachite something like right on the teleporter hiding in corpses.
Good spotting. Got it.
If you want to grab anything here, just feel free. I'm kind of at the point where it's like, I don't really care about what I do and don't have.
Ah, fair. I'll grab 2 more infusions.
Okay, good to go.
Yep.
And there comes a point, especially with Command On, when you're like doing these high level count runs, where you don't even take like the boss drop items, you just go.
Oh, we're starting to get Void Reavers.
Yep. And we're also like getting to the point where there's just Malachite and Celestines around everywhere you go. We might be at the point where it's not even worth it to take time to fight them either. Although we do have enough elite killing stuff that sunk cost fallacy is go. There it goes. Okay.
I'm just kind of running in and shooting.
Yep. And where is that teleporter?
Here it is.
Excellent.
I will wait for you this time.
And we can kill this Void Reaver because those are another one of those run-ending monsters that just kind of... They're pretty easy to deal with if it's all you're focusing on, but like that little explosion when they die, that will kill you, period. Like, I don't even know if that does damage, that actually is just an instant kill. There's the teleporter. Overloading grid or wisp? Interesting.
Ah, those sting when they hit. At least guillotines work on them.
Okay, and I see a Malachite circle in the area or something.
I am getting out of the teleport zone.
Oh, it's just a Lemurian. But yeah, there's a lot going on right now. Boss is dealt with. Definitely not a fan of the random use item thing anymore. It is nice for showing off, but like...
Well, it's great if you build around it and you aren't scared of lunar items.
Yeah. Well, for this specific run, I'm saying it's not great because... At this point, I would definitely have something I liked.
Mm.
Okay, let's get some stuff. Let's get some chance to block damage. That is, like, increasingly important to have.
Oh yeah, well, I'm getting that.
I don't know. And I'll take these. Okay. There's 2 greens for you if you want them.
Thank you.
Just need the teleporter here. There are some other things. Just any other things. What is this even? Oh, right, the status effect one. Oh well.
Good to have.
I mean, good that it reminds me to get some status effect items too, which I've been totally neglecting. You are in the ring right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wait, I think we were both out of it fighting the boss at some point. It's hard to even tell at this difficulty.
Yes.
So that extra
do we
portal
want the blue
there, we
portal?
are not going to hit. The one for the
Yeah,
shop,
let's
sure.
go blue.
That is the Celestial portal right here, which once you've looped enough will show up and takes you to basically Valhalla. You like kill yourself, you get a bunch of lunar coins for your trouble, and it unlocks the mercenary the first time you do it. Plus, if you have one of these particular items, which we are not touching, you know what? I don't really like my greens that much. Ooh, to my whips. Shame. Well, I think.
Oh right, I forgot. It doesn't matter what red it is. You can.
Nope.
Doesn't it command the?
Yep.
Oh, what should I? I should get Wake of Vultures.
I actually got Brainstalk because I forgot what it did, and I'm not that impressed now that I checked. But oh well.
Oh, actually, no. I'll get Shattering Justice. That'll
You know
help
what?
both of us.
You know what? I'll
Actually, why don't I get 2?
Yeah.
I'll get my infusions back.
Mhm.
Wake of Vultures. Okay, I am set.
I'll also take one of those because it's a thing. That's
I only
the-
lost 2 guillotines too, so that's not terrible.
Yeah, I've got plenty of guillotines left. I've got a red whip left. All my scythes. I'm pretty good with what I have still.
Shall we go?
Yep. There's a lot of fireworks picked up at some point, I see.
Yep. Very important.
So this map.
How nice to spawn us in an AoE attack.
Ooh,
Oh,
we got
Scavenger.
Yep. Are you did? Oh, okay, you just marked the scavenger. Gotcha. This, I suppose, I left off the list of bosses that will kill you. The scavenger has a pile of items, randomly chosen, like 20 of them.
Note that monsters do not generally get player items,
Yeah.
but this one does.
What is nice, though, is when you kill one, they share. I've also got like an imp overload on my back, I think, which I am ignoring because the scavengers are so much scarier. Yeah, there it is. Like, yeah, I just took some damage, you may have noticed. All of it, in fact.
Oh
Yeah.
no! I am fighting multiple super elites.
Yeah. That scavenger's almost dead, by the way.
Oh, I better get over there.
It may have healing of some sort. So yeah, again, like once you get up around the hour mark, this game gets hard. And if you can collect it, that sack has just like all the stuff in it.
And it has the red. Oh no! You're gonna get me killed, red!
Yeah, I would not touch anything if there's bosses around. I would actually...
I mean, they're never not going to be bosses around.
Go get the teleporter event and then come back here. They're not gonna, like, melt.
Oh, but I want it. What red should I get? Second behemoth? Second daggers?
One of those two, I'd say, yeah, they probably stack pretty well. Or the hammer, which I can't remember what it does, but I think it's always good.
Oh yeah, I've got the hammer.
What else even is there? Let's see. They're the head stompers, which are not worth being a tier 2 item in this one.
I'm getting second hammer.
Okay.
Because it was under my cursor.
Yep. That's what you did. I would run away from this hell and just find the teleporter.
Why not?
Malachite Imp is really bad because he teleport around.
I am still getting so many hit confirms.
Yep. Also, whoa, how many cloaking devices do you have?
I'm a Celestine.
Oh, okay. For a second, they were going to the mountain shrine.
Yeah. For a second, I thought I was about to hit it.
So, like, yeah, this right here, this is the proper Risk of Rain 2 experience, by the way. Just
Oh, there it is.
constant cacophony of noises of hits from you, confirming half a map away. So many particle effects you can't see what you're doing. Like, a couple lines of items with very high counts on them. Bosses appearing and dying, like, instantaneously. Well, not so instantaneous right now, because you don't have the, like, stack of 5 arm-piercing rounds I had. But...
Oh, I've got 5.
Oh, you got 5. Okay, yeah. Never mind. And normally, of course, you're playing single player. If you die, that's just it. Multiplayer, it has to be everybody on the team dead. Unless you have that one artifact on where it's if one person on the team dies, that's it. Which has no upside to it, by the way. The artifacts are not balanced that way. They're just kind of like... Here's a change of pace if you want it. Some make it easier, some make it harder, some are interesting trade-off. One that I am tempted to play with more often is the friendly fire one, though, because it is friendly fire on your own team, which is obviously bad, because, like, it's pretty hard to pay attention to where anybody else is to avoid lines of fire, and once you get, like, you know, turrets and drones, they're going to be firing at something constantly. So there's a lot more lines to avoid that way. But it also turns on friendly fire for all the monsters, and they are even less discriminate. So
I would perhaps prefer not to play that when you're playing Huntress.
I think we tested it, and it does not auto-target friends. It's just if they're in the way, they get hit.
Oh, okay. That's good. I didn't remember that.
Or at least I haven't tested with Huntress. I have tested with Engineer. And don't forget your huge chest, by the way, before you leave.
Excellent idea. I need more reds.
And oh, there's still the giant pile left by the scavenger to pick up.
What even white items should I be getting? More syringes? More
yes.
armor plates?
You can never have too many syringes, especially as Commando.
I mean, presumably there's an attack cap. I must be reaching
There's
at some
another
point.
scavenger on top of you.
Yep, with shields. I'm not even going to engage.
I would leave this area quickly, honestly. Like, what are the Great Arrows even going to do to you at this point? And I see Malachite Bubble up there, or possibly Celestine.
Oh, right, the chest.
Mm-hmm.
What item am I going to get? Oh, I'll get a second Wake of Vultures so that the buffs last longer.
That might get... Let's go the distance, yeah. Well, that might let you go the distance and not get carried along.
Okay, I want to get out of here.
Yeah,
before
that's probably for the best.
wrong.
Move. Like, I'm watching the edge of your screen move. There's a lot coming in.
Whew.
Okay. And that was level 14. We just got 6 more to go.
Not impossible.
Mm-hmm. This might be the run. I mean, I don't want to jinx it. I think I did.
Okay, we should definitely go to the
Oh yeah, definitely.
place.
Ooh, overloading magma worm. I don't remember if I have that
that
achievement. I don't remember if I do. We're on the right class for it.
I'm at the computer. Do I start it?
You can just do it, yeah. Like, this is relatively easy to get. I think I have it anyway. The Void Reaver. Oh, other Void Reaver. Yeah, we're at the point where this game is a lot. If I happen to see that magworm before you do that, then I'll kill it, but yeah, this is fine. And this is so much safer than that level is actually going to
be. I'm wondering if this is meaning we're going to have to go past wave 20. Like, I still don't know for sure whether these...
Yeah,
count.
I would do level 20 legit when we get to it, just in case. And I'll let you open up all these little boxes for the fireworks.
Thank you.
So the actual shots from the center of this are easy to ignore, and don't do a tremendous amount of damage, honestly, but they do some, and especially if you're like unlocking glass, it's not trivial.
Number 2.
Oh, I lost one of my feathers when I was doing that trade-in. I probably had this too. Not sure you can hear it over the stream, but the little laugh when those launch off is very amusing to me.
Number 3.
Nicely done. For not to stand around and let everything, probably killing everything at this point. Oh, we got more to do? Fine.
Oh, I got exploded.
Oh, now I gotta like play for real?
Good news, there's the key.
Where? Oh, they're right in front of me, cool. So close. Ah.
Hmm.
So that was a good run. We've come closer than that.
Yeah, we got to the final one.
We were on the last
didn't we?
level of this last time we tried this, yeah. I have it in me to try that one some more if you want to like turn that one artifact off, honestly.
Yeah, sure. Do you? I'm tempted to suggest turning swarms on because I think like the
Okay.
item to monster ratio will actually increase.
I like that logic.
Okay.
And I mean,
So you will be able to see what the star of the game is and how sedate it is by comparison.
swarms without glass is fine. It's both at the same time where it gets a little hairy.
I would highly recommend getting the Beetle Guard gold if we get gold items.
So here we are, mere mortals. No ridiculous stuff stuck to our bodies. Just single wimpy jump. Ooh, mountain shrine.
I'm fine with it.
And let's just go. So now we're gonna fight what? 4 some titans, or just 3?
Oh, interesting question.
This is a bad position that I'm in.
I see 4.
Well, this might be a short run. Oh. Yeah. And there's that fire damage.
Ah.
So, like I said, both of us have gotten used to this very, like, high risk, high reward style play of just, like, really speed running, especially the early game. If you pick this up, you probably want to spend, like, at least a good 5 minutes on the first level, making sure you get all the items you can, and then carefully approach the boss. Maybe even more than that your first couple times through. Another point worth mentioning, and we're actually doing it right now, is in the first Risk of Rain, easy mode turns off all the achievements, so you should just never play on it. Here, that is not the case, and easy mode is what we're playing on right now, so like, it's not...
Oh, it's the first green. Ukulele?
Yep.
Ooh. This is gonna get me killed.
Yep. I would get back into the circle, at least if you're gonna be like...
I mean, I'll make a note of it.
Like, you want to just, like, dive through the pack real quick and...
I think that will kill me.
Okay. Or you can go through the cave and take a long way around.
True.
Like, they'll still be over here. You can outrun them and not have this giant pack in your face again. So the swarms, by the way, for those curious, doubles the amount of monsters that you fight, but halves their HP. Which is mostly bad, but given the amount of stuff that does splash damage, and, you know, heal on hit effects, and with sacrifice on, you know, item drops from monsters, it can pay off. Generally speaking, though, the only artifact that makes the game easier is Command. And maybe Kin, but Kin's really boring.
Oh, right, I can't just charge it. I need to actually kill the bosses.
Yep. But still, that buys breathing room. I think the bosses are mostly dead.
Oh, they're not mostly dead.
Are any of them dead?
No.
Okay. Yeah, Swarm is also one of those artifacts where Hazer really likes it and I really don't. Sacrifice is kind of the other way around, where I really can choose not a fan.
I like it with swarms.
True.
I think we've only even played with swarms like twice.
I don't know, there was a while when we were doing Swarm and Glass for a while, just like stubbornly. Again. But yeah, this is the other thing too, when you're like going for some of the weirder setups, you get used to like dying 10 times in a row within 5 seconds and then getting a really good hour-long run on the 6th
Command
attempt.
is the artifact that replaces all the loot chests with random loot drops directly from monsters. Another mountain shrine if you want.
I do.
I just. Oh, okay. Sure. Do it right away?
Yep.
Actually, yeah, let's do it right away before the difficulty levels up.
Yeah.
It's just the problem, that combination of damage sponge and no damage item.
Well, plus that was like a bad combination of bosses to have that many of in that terrain. There's also the fact that, I mean, it's much less noticeable later on because there's just everything constantly. But we should probably get these whips out of here, too. If I can get to that, I really want the backup.
Sure.
If you can get to that, I really want the backup. This may take a lap or two.
It's piercing shot doing its work here.
Okay, there's one down, 3 to go, I think. Yeah, that one's the next target to take down. Let me just rush in here, grab that, grab that. Okay, that'll help a lot. Are you dead?
Oh, why was I not getting brooch?
Okay. I don't know. Cut glasses off?
Say again?
Because we don't have glass on?
Oh, yes. But it seems very useful.
Okay. The backup. There we go. This is manageable.
Oh, this is okay. This feels like it's stabilized.
Just need to grab that ukulele and now it's all good. But yeah, I was starting to say is something you might notice here if you're paying enough attention is the random monsters that spawn in during a boss fight are weighted based on the boss you're fighting. So, like, if they're, like, allowed, if you're fighting Wandering Vagrant, there will be way more regular jellyfish in the area. If you're fighting Beetle Queens, there's going to be beetles around, which is great, because beetles basically aren't a real monster. I literally don't think I've ever died to one. I'm not.
Oh, we should get
sure.
2 beetle guards.
I mean, if you really want to.
No, definitely. Like, watch when we get one. Oh no, which one is which? I think it's the second one.
Oh, they don't give you the one?
Oh, did we only get one? I could have sworn we tested it on Swarm before and we got 2 beetle guards.
They might have patched it?
Aw, I thought that was deliberate.
Make
Okay,
sure
I'm
bosses
ready
die a little
anyway.
faster. Find the items in this pile here. I will take, I think, Red Whip to start, actually. So I like my mobility. I I'm gonna get this thing, which I'm
Mhm.
like I started taking because I was playing Hunters all the time, and it just synergizes so well there. But like, I also play Hunters enough that I get into this I just run around circles thing when things get hairy, and it complements that instinct well.
I mean, is that ever going to help on Commando? Because you're basically never going to be sprinting in combat.
That's a good point. It's still helpful when you're looking for the teleporter. To just be able to, you know, be running around, things just die casually. Like so.
I'm disappointed about that Queen's Gland thing. That was
Yeah.
the specific thing I wanted to try with this. Perhaps that was the old double backup bug.
Could be, yeah.
Here's the teleport.
So again, I think we mentioned this when we started, but this game is still in, like, alpha, technically. It's just a very well-polished early access game. Let me back up. I still have that, don't I? Oh, beautiful news. Kind of amazing what a difference it makes fighting 4 with no items and fighting 2 with lots of items.
Mm-hmm. Perhaps Mountain isn't worth it early game, only like mid-game.
I mean, I'll always take it. Like, it didn't cost us a lot of time, and we did get some nice stuff to jumpstart the run with. It's just a really stupid risk that we always take, because, hey, it's the early game, and I don't mind starting over. Good thing number 2 is that these do, like, the same damage as your regular shots, which doesn't pay off the command because the regular shots come out so fast, but it's not like a trivial addition if you can't be bothered to aim. Well, like right now, I launched like 5 of them before I even noticed there was a target over there. And other things I say to rationalize my irrational purchase.
Leave right away.
Yeah. I don't see anything around. Okay, you saw last time too. Like at one point we had like 20 drones and turrets and stuff like that. At a certain difficulty level, they just like die instantly. You never see them again.
Ah, yes, the grid of icons is the item selector.
Up at the top is just like what I currently have.
I got an equip already, so grab the Prion if you see it.
I also have an equip already, but I will still grab the Prion when I see it because I like the Prion. And there's the teleporter.
I'm ready.
Same. There's a half little drone, another half little drone, and another. There's a whole bunch of these around here to pick up when we're done.
Nice.
This is the Shrine of Order. It's kind of a fun one. I'm not hitting it right now. What it does is...
Can I start, by the way?
Yep. It picks one item of each tier out of what you have. And I think it's like really weighted towards what you have a lot of, like even more so than just counting each once would be. And it turns every other item that you have into that item. Which, with Command on, is just silly, because, like, if I wanted the other items in that tier, I would have taken them instead. But when you don't have that particular sort of a cheat on, it's sometimes worth doing, and I'm not taking that coin because we're going for that challenge. I say, just to remind myself again.
And I appreciate it as well.
Yep. Crit build going on at some point. But yeah, like if you don't particularly like your items, it can be interesting to swap them all in like that. But the first time I ever did one, it gave me like every item that I had that increases speed, and I had a lot of items at the time, so suddenly I was just like running so fast that I'd hit one of these little rocks right here, and I'd land like up there, just not even from jumping, just like the slight vertical acceleration I had to my momentum from a bump in the ground would just launch me. It was very fun.
That is the pretty nice thing about the physics in this, is that after a point, if you gain enough velocity, it seems to like no longer stick you to the ground like most third-person things.
Okay, so grabbing these real quick. There was one, there was two, there was... Wow, you got a lot of glasses already?
Yeah.
If you have 107...
Oh yeah, I had more white items than I realized.
And there's one more drone over here.
Where is over here? Okay, on my way.
And just say when.
Just running to grab it.
Also, a fun thing to do as an engineer, by the way, is put your turrets down up here.
And ready.
I know that the height really gives them that much of an advantage, but it's fun to see them up there. And we are going for it. A lot of our runs end on this level, honestly, going for the Alloy Worship unit. Not because we can't survive the boss fight, just because, like, we spend a lot of time on this level as a result of doing that, and there are other things around. And why is there already a vagrant here? Like, that seems abnormal to me.
Yeah, I agree.
Normally, after you've looped the game once, all bets are off for what monsters appear where. And once you get up to, I think, insane difficulties when it starts in with bosses just being regular occurrence. But this is just medium on the first loop. That's really weird to see.
One more X.
There's also, like, so much stuff in this game that you have to, like, play forever before you'll even see it once. Like, sometimes when you start a level, there is a special little message it'll play, and then you'll fight a boss that normally would not be in that level. When you go for the boss teleporter.
Oh yeah, it took us quite a while before we saw that.
Like, I think it didn't even go in until a recent patch, but even then it was, like, our, like, 100th game with that patch before it finally showed up. So this boss, when it's doing its big power-up thing, gets a big, huge shield, so you basically can't hurt it. Yeah, there it is. So he's gonna hide when that's happening, and then come back out. Are there two of these around, by the way? Or do we...
If so, I haven't seen it. Nope, that was it.
Hey.
If anything, it just makes that boss, like, flat out easier.
Nice. Bank here in your favor. I don't know, I think I'm gonna keep the backup. No, the backup sucks. I will take... missiles.
I will get daggers.
I would also take daggers, because, I mean, with swarms on, that's, like, point of the whole build.
Okay, ready to start?
And yep. We got a couple of vagrants. What did you hit that was almost already dead?
Royal Capacitor.
Ah, right. The other thing to take if you're not really loving the Prion. Ooh, what do you want for that yellow? That's the question.
Do you notice the effect of having a second little disciple?
Yes.
Go ahead then.
Well, I was also already opening this one, but... Here, what do you want for tier 2?
I will get a Neural then.
Oh, that works. Nero's always good. be just like more HP, basically. And just real quick, because nobody's heard it, if you are fighting a boss or doing a teleport event and you leave the area, you also kind of leave the music behind, which is a nice effect. Especially because this is one of those games where, like, visual cues get lost a lot more easily than audio cues. This red ring around the arena is very easy to lose when there's red rings around, like, certain boss attacks and...
Leave right away?
Yep. And the banners and various other things that cause some noise there. Also, I love how Wandering Vagrants leave these, like, big old tentacle chunks just, like, draped over the scenery.
All the bosses should leave boss chunks.
It is pretty Scott one, huh? So here I'm kind of tempted to just, like, do this level regular.
Yeah, I'm kind of tired of the artifact thing. And it's actually kind of dangerous still.
It is. I can't believe we both died in that one, though, last time, because, like, that... should have been the safe bet. Okay, Magmorm already, like, what the hell? I kind of love Magmorms here, though, because you get these, like, thin platforms that they're going for, and, you wind up with a lot more chances to hit them than they have to hit you.
Not seeing it.
I see a gold shrine for 980.
Well, that's actually not that much.
No, especially if it takes us a while to find this. So I'm not buying anything until we do. And if it really takes forever to find this, then I'm fine with just doing the whole artifact area again. This is kind of a sprawling map. It is right there. It's also always possible the teleporter is also down there. This monster shrine is, so why not? Ooh, parents, those are fun. They have a lot of HP and they teleport around. Somebody else's problem now, I guess. Oh, it is down here.
Oh, I didn't even know that could happen.
Yeah, you want to get the gold shrine now? Or not?
I'm only at like 450, so maybe we should just go ahead.
Okay. Can help me lose parents though, because they're kind of nasty. What? Eat missiles. Starting it?
Mm-hmm.
So now we can hear the actual boss music here, which is a rare treat for us. It's kind of nasty at like the lowest point in the level.
Mm-hmm.
Without any like summons to distract them. Oh, that was quick though. Let's see. Stack those guillotines. Ow! Oh yeah, I was supposed to like get you some tension between these whistle types. Sorry, I'll pet you now.
Whoops.
This is a pretty cool track, actually.
I have the music off. I should listen later.
Well, it's nice if you search for Risk of Rain soundtrack on YouTube. First, you get every track that was in the game when the composer first thought to upload it, and then he also just uploaded each new track since then individually. Let's just go, I guess. Because again, like, this game has an excellent soundtrack, which is very important for a game that like you wind up spending as much time with this as we've been spending with it. Yeah, we've now looped the game once. When it's finished, there'd be like one more level here to play through, then maybe one more past that, and then you'd actually just be able to win. And here we are only like 20 minutes in, whereas that last one was like over an hour, I think.
Okay, tell me when you want it.
Okay. Tier 2 out there. Get that later, I suppose. So yeah, bosses are very easy with swarms on. Just that first one's a little rough. Keep stacking these up.
I don't even really notice the extra regular enemy spawns after a point, not to mention.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the corpses, you kind of notice, but... But it's also worth noting, just for, I suppose, the bragging rights, like, we, before the artifacts went in, had everything but this challenge we're going for right now.
Don't forget to get Gasoline and Will-o'-the-Wisp, because those chain reactions will also be very useful with swarms on.
And I love seeing these daggers just looking for a target and then finding one. And then seeing those daggers just looking for a target. Especially with like artifacts on that reduce HP counts. That's such a good item. Okay, so there's this little thing out here that I wanted to grab. Wait, more of these. Okay, I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, I do find with this like particular sacrifice command speed play thing we're doing, like I run out of stuff to get with my greens a lot faster than the tier 1s.
I guess just more infusions?
That's the way to go,
More
yeah.
predatory instincts? Oh, more ukuleles.
Yeah, how did ukulele stacks to that well? Can I catch there?
I think they chain to more targets, so you probably run out of targets
the
after a
teleporter?
point. Here it is.
Yep,
Tell me when.
right now. Just barely beat to it. Look at their getting hit with their punch looks like, by the way. Just
Very nice, very nice. Oh, Warhorn and Fuel Cell is a great combo once you are set up for it.
Oh yeah. Thank you for reminding me, actually. I always forget those ones. In fact, Warhorn. Thank you.
Nice.
So, the fuel cell gives me an extra use of this missile launcher that I have here, which is a pretty quick cooldown. That.
And reduces the cooldown.
Yep. And the Warhorn gives me an attack speed boost whenever I fire it off. So, real nice for boss fights or other hairy moments to just be able to, like, hit that special, fight really well for a while, hit it again. And like all things in this game, everything stacks to high heaven. So you can get, like, you know, 5 of those basically grind whatever your use item is.
Ready to go?
Yep.
Oh, this is turning out to be quite an efficient run.
Yep. We have to remember not to get any lunar stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Again, saying that just because it's like you have to repeat as a mantra or else you will screw up. And so we're over here.
Okay, when you're ready. Big drone, too expensive.
Yep. Those are such a fun thing to get, though. Oh, there's a waiter. You can hit the teleporter. I'm just gonna shoot this while I'm waiting. We're more than the actual boss. Killing Void Pop. Okay. I really need to start stacking these glasses. These increase your critical hit chance, by the way, and I have another item which heals me on crits.
There's another one here.
Yep. There are also items that will just heal you on hits, but not as much as this does, so, like, when you can, why not?
Every glasses increases your crit rate by 10%, so if you get 10, then you're just perma-critting.
Yep. Which stacks up with a few items that do stuff on crits. And it's one of those things where, like, obviously you can't really go for a build for the most part without, I think I've got an MP again. Let me get one of those.
Okay, don't hit it yet. I'm grabbing an item over here.
Yep.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. But yeah, in this level, and only in this level, sometimes you'll find this, like, giant set of fans on the ground, which apparently Hazel saw and I missed. It costs, like, a stupid amount of money, so you'll have to just, like, waste a lot of time in the level to get it. But what it does, it gives you this, like, drone, kind of like these gunner drones, but it's, like, the size of an airplane. And it does really sizable damage and has a ton of HP. It's just kind of fun to see running around. There you can see that guillotine getting it down to X% of its HP, and then it just pops, and we are so smashing eggs again. This is one of those things where I find the risk is always worth the reward.
Mm.
Unless you're, like, you know, 18 levels deep and, like, just desperately trying to finish your run.
Do we want a new shrine? Oh, I better not, just in case.
No. Well, we should probably kill that Wandering Vagrant too before we get the ally unit.
Got it.
Yep. Well, our damage output is nice right now. Eggy Weggies. Don't want to hit that mountain shrine because we're up there in difficulty. Doesn't feel like it, but we are. There's some eggs. There's some mushrooms, stinker eggs whenever I see them. It's very disappointing.
I'm
they never
having
are.
surprising trouble finding the eggs.
Have you looked up high yet on like the high cliffs?
Yes. I haven't done the high cliffs where the supply crates are yet. I'll go there.
But yeah, something I keep saying is like so much of this game when you get good at it is just listening for sound cues. I like this little pair of things. Because like odds are there's a ton of stuff behind. Oh, here's some. Odds are there's a ton of stuff behind you that you're not even aware of. And there's a very distinct sound for everything in the game that happens that is worth paying attention to, from item drops to every monster appearing and every monster's attack. And there's the worship unit. Okay. Oh, holy cow.
Wow,
it's
I've
taking
never
damage.
almost burned through its shield before.
Yeah. I think it was like taking bleed effects and stuff is what that was mostly. I'll save that one for the actual boss.
Brilliant Behemoth it is.
Yeah, that's definitely the way to go with this combo.
Okay, I'm ready.
Same. So like, there's a lot of good level 3, tier 3 items. These two feel the most good, I think. Although again, the Wake of Vultures let you steal elite abilities. And gives you like comparable survivability to the elites is also really nice. I got yeah, it's both of those. So Runald's band and the other and Kajaro's band.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Are
Oh no,
this-
I do have those. Good.
This pair of items that you get from these two special monsters, which are pretty clearly married. They unlock at once. One adds fire damage to your stuff, one adds ice damage to your stuff. And if you have both, then they like have the special combo bonus they get. And I still need more guillotines, I think. What am I up to? 5? Yeah, 2 more. There's an item outside of the ring there to grab when the timer's done.
You were right earlier that I think like one of us going for guillotines and then like me stacking crits early means that we are more likely to melt stuff really fast. I
Yep.
will still get guillotines eventually. But...
Yep.
Okay, I am ready to go.
Same.
Already back to stage 10?
Yeah. It's been a really good run so far. And again, like, the two of us kind of make this game look easy at times, but, like, we have put in close to 200 hours with this. It is honestly a really brutally difficult game when you're first learning it. In fact, that same friend, Brickard, who has the excellent Let's Play that I had to remember to link in chat before I end the stream, picked up this game and, like, bounced right off of it because just the third dimension is a lot to handle.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm wasting time on this. Oh.
Oh no!
Oops. That's why I was going to sound like they have a big damage bonus, right. I was distracted by a mushroom. Enjoy double prizes.
Mm.
And I will pet my cat for a bit. So he hopefully
That's a good
stops.
use of time.
Yeah. Hi. And of course, as soon as I hold up the microphone, he shuts right up. Over there now? Okay. There you go. I do hate that about games that you can't pause, because, like, all he needed that whole time was just me to pet him a little bit and pay attention to him. But yeah, something I was saying, too, before that I can talk about now that I'm, like, able to fully focus on talking for a little bit, watch repeat, though, is, they did such an excellent job in this of making monsters feel like they did in the first game, despite not always acting like it. And characters and their abilities, too. Like, in Risk of Rain 1, the Huntress does not have homing attacks, but, you know, you're basically always in a plane, and you will face backwards to attack things behind you. So it's very much just like you hold down the fire button and just ignore everything else, which is still how she plays in this. Those mushrooms in this launch this little mortar shell, basically, that, like, spikes the ground with burning, which is how I died because I wasn't paying attention. Before they did a little poison cloud around them, which, again, adjusting for its 3D, like, feels about the same. They're this more or less stationary non-threat unless you're right on top of them, they have to attack. The wisps in the first game, like, shoot you from... Watch out, jump.
Yep.
The wisps will just, like,
risk.
shoot you from very specific range for a truckload of damage. They're very easy to ignore in the first game, but, you know, like, you want to be aware when they're around. Here, they fly, so they will hit from different angles, and again, it's just like, you need situational awareness. There's a whip around, better handle it. And it's just really impressive to me to, like, capture that same feel with everything like that. Yeah, there's teleporter.
Almost ready.
Another thing, too, that we, well, playing with Sacrifice on, so we haven't really been doing a great job showing it off, but,
Ready.
also ready. They added a lot of interesting shopping options that we were kind of turning off for this run that we're doing right now. In addition to, you know, just the regular chests and the luck shrines, which were in the first game, there are 3 choice shops, which are also in the first game, but then there is, I think I showed it off briefly when I saw one, the item print, the 3D printer, where you can randomly sacrifice an item of tier X to get a same tier copy of one specific item, which, again, we're playing with command on right now, so who cares, but if we weren't, it's really nice if you want to, like, really stack those critical hit glasses to be able to just, like, turn in a bunch of random stuff for more copies of that. There's also the Shrine of Order, which has showed up, I think, where you can do that, but with all your stuff, and it's random what you get.
Like an inventory full of crowbars.
Mm-hmm.
Although that was at least how you got that achievement, wasn't it?
Yep.
Or someone got that achievement that way.
Yep. Not taking that coin because they're going for this crazy achievement. And again, I think I mentioned before too, like, as is in the current state of this game, you can't actually win. The final level just isn't there and it automatically loops you forever. But
I
there
did
are
manage to crash it that one time.
yeah, but there are so many little things to go for to unlock new items and new characters and new abilities for characters that
Ready?
yeah. There's a couple drones around, but I really don't care at this point. We're in the ha-has. So, like, there's a lot to do besides just, you know, survive as long as you can. And I will be having this back on stream once the next patch is live, which is, I think, in just a couple months, isn't it?
Wow, I am building around Royal Capacitor more often. I'm actually not used to having this, like, alpha on my damage.
Yeah.
Teleporter.
Okay, be right there. Here's another whip, too, I think. A little short on the horizontal speed. Here I am.
Let's just get the super elites.
Yep.
This is reminding me I need to start getting guillotines too.
Yep. Well, don't worry. As long as I can hit them when they're in the sweet spot, then we're good. Ta-da. Ta-da.
Thank you.
Yep. There's one of said guillotines.
Okay, ready?
So I've been neglecting the goat hoof, which is annoying because it replaces one of your feet with the goat hoof, and then that foot, whenever it hits the ground, makes a little clapping sound, and it's very amusing. Yikes.
Oh, another gold.
I'll take it if you don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
Fusion too, because that's spin a wit. And more of this.
I'm stacking gasoline now too, which I don't usually.
Yeah, I'm still like low on tier ones, mostly because I've been building my glasses set first.
Here's tier one.
You got a bit low there.
Blood Shrine.
Ah.
I guess I didn't strictly need to do it, but we were in a downtime.
Yep. So that's another thing. There's a little trick that the two of us figured out. The benefit is pretty minor, but it's kind of nice to know it's a thing.
Go through, by the way?
Yeah, if you hit teleporter, and then at the last minute it goes, wow, you hit a blood shrine, you get the money at the start of the next level. The catch is if you do that before the little wow teleport sound, your money goes up and it's already draining away at a fixed rate based on how much money you had, and it can potentially like lag you out for 10 minutes while it brings this extra money that's suddenly there at the rate that it wasn't expecting.
Start it?
Yep.
yeah, good stuff.
The outside of the scavenger, which I keep forgetting to count because it's so rare to actually even see one, the Imp Overlord there is the worst boss. It's just very, very hard to consistently dodge all their attacks because they teleport around and then just, like, have this no warning spikes that shoot out. Do I have one of these yet? Going now. Oh, there's a big hang time on that worm.
Yeah, that was impressive.
So, a fun thing you can do as a loader, by the way, is hook onto it when it shows up like that. And just literally ride it around. Which, kind of worked in the first game, too, actually.
More white items around.
I need that goat hoof that I was talking about, so you can hear the little... Oh, we're in a snowy level, so you can't really hear it here, but... Next level, listen for it, you'll hear little clip flops as it's running around. Did you get that out of bounds tier 2 that was over there?
Mm-hmm. But you should grab the rest of the tier 1s.
Okay. Pull up on these finally, so now I can start getting literally anything else. And I think we're good to go?
Mm-hmm. Triggering it.
Oh, there's the box. And there's anything over there. What are you doing? Get down with the cupboards.
Oh.
He's just bored. Causing trouble. Elite Void Reaver. Watch out.
Oh, thank you. Wow, that doesn't happen often.
It's not. It's a little bit terrifying to see that, actually. I definitely want to make that not be a thing, and it's got a lot of shields. Holy cow. There's also smaller Lemurians, and it's doing a spiky thing. I'm getting out of here. Not working those eggs. Okay. Which were the last ones, of course. So here we are doing this.
Oh boy, this one has a bit more health than the last one.
Uh-huh. It's almost like we're on ha 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 times a lot. Okay, I am dead, and I am going to fish my cat down off... he's fine. But we'll get him some treats real quick, 1 second.
Oh, maybe I can kill the Void Reaver when it's near the worship unit. I'm not sure I can orchestrate that, but it would be funny. Maybe I can. Oh, if this works. Oh no, it's just slightly out of range.
We're on level 14, by the way.
Alas, the Void Reaver was slightly out of range of the Alloy Worship unit when it exploded. Yeah.
My headphones are off, but I was still watching the screen.
I'm gonna hit Gold Shrine since it's affordable.
Well,
Whoa,
or not.
Crap. Okay. I kind of got Skyrimmed.
Yep. So I don't know. I think that might be.
I thought I had enough health to tank that. Wow.
So I'm tempted to do another run of this, but also my cat is getting very, very antsy. So I think might be a good time to end it here.
Sure.
For the stream anyway.
That was a pretty good note to go out on.
Yep.
I literally died on the way back to my home planet.
Oh yeah, I saw.